All right, so we're going. Just see if I can. There you go. Let me start this treadmill up, and we are in the treadmill stream. I should have moved this thing a little bit farther back so I don't fall off of it, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we are gonna stay consistent on these treadmill streams, guys. And there's no one even in here yet, so we'll just see how things go. If no one comes in, that's totally fine, but we're gonna keep this going. Okay, so it says I am now live on my channel, which makes sense. I'm live on my channel. All right. Aloria, what's going on? I am still having my little vacation. Haven't left Africa just yet. Hey, what's going on? Adriano. So we are going to stay consistent on these treadmill streams. I actually do think I like them quite a bit. And it's a great way for me to get my cardio in. So this is the easiest way for me to do this. So right now, technically speaking, I'm on vacation. So any videos you see from me, also let me know if the frame rate is weird on here. I don't know if my frame rate is kind of strange on here, and I'm going to try to check my stream. See, there's always one guy. There's always one guy. You do an exercise, you try to get healthy. This guy's like, do more. I'm like, bitch, I just got here. Type less. I'm playing. But what's it called? I wonder if my frame rate is weird because it looks weird up on here. But at the time, right now, I'm on a little YouTube vacation in the sense where I'm not making any new videos. Anything that's come out already is pretty much what you guys are going to get. A75 first impressions videos dropped today. Yeah, it's a bit choppy. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, though. I can't tell you why it's doing that. I'm going to try to figure this out because I'm using Ecamm. It should record in 4K 30. Let me try something real quick. Oh, you know what? Huh. Let me see something. I'm going to use this for a little bit, just for a second. We're going to use that, and I'm just going to go to my menu settings. I think it actually started to upload in 30 FPS, but the camera's recording at 24. I think that's why it's getting a little choppy. Let me see. Please select USB mode. Yeah, it's still doing that. I don't know how to make that stop. Oh, you know what? That sucks. Well, we're going to have a little bit of a choppy stream. I accidentally left the defaults on to 30 frames a second. Do you see the Vu and Matt interview today? I did see the Vu and Matt interview today. I watched it this morning. Pretty cool. I liked it a lot. And what I like about Vu is he says a lot of things that we're thinking, but no one gets mad at him for saying it. So hey, what's going on, Matt? Oh, from New Zealand. It's probably like 12 hours from now. But yeah, no, this the frame rate's set to 30 frames. Don't know why it's like that. I don't feel like stopping and I'm already on the treadmill, so we're gonna go. Do a sprint on the next treadmill stream. I don't have enough room in this spot to do that. Like if I slip once, like that wall behind me, curtains. No. Thomas, you've gone full time now. Congrats, buddy. Let us know how it feels. There is one video that I have to get like 2 shots from. Honestly, they're side by side shots, and it's from a Mikey Z mount prime lens set. And I think like each of the mic like the lenses are like $300, like $350. So that's like the last video of the year. I think it's like a New Year's Eve video. Speaking of the Devil, interview was wonderful, fair informative. Yeah, Matt does it really nice with the Lumix podcast. I think me and Talbot were talking about doing one a little bit more regularly next year because I think it'd just be funny because we're like same values but totally different people. I don't know how I feel about being called the devil, but thanks, man. Hey, dang you, as long as you shoot with a Lumix camera, someone's going to call you the devil. That's what I learned, at least. All right, hang on 1 second. But yeah, okay. So topic obviously is called it's okay to be called a YouTuber, and I think this is something I'm going into 2026 with. And yeah, the frame rate is like 15 frames a second. Yeah, Savannah, I know I can't change it right now. Something's happening between the USB going in and my default settings on the stream are set to 30 frames when it's recording at 24. That's why it's doing that, and I can't change it after the stream's already gone on. So if that bugs people, it is what it is. I'm just here to get my cardio in. I have upper today, so yeah. Go straight to deadlift streams. My gym doesn't have the is this topic because of the fight? What are you talking about? What fight? No, topics because I'll explain why the topic's the topic, but I don't know, like the Jake Paul fight? No. Actually go straight to deadlift streams. The Wi-Fi in my gym does not have good enough Wi-Fi for me to do deadlifts there. That would actually be sick though. Actually, I could probably figure something out. No, has nothing to do with that at all. I wouldn't consider those things related is what I'm going to say. But anyway, so I think, and anyone that's done this and also works professionally probably struggles with this in some form or fashion. And I think it's the idea that like you still work as a professional, you still work in filmmaking, you still in the industry, but you also do YouTube. And sometimes, like for me personally, YouTube has kind of taken the lion's share of my time, which I'm totally okay with, actually, to be honest with you. There's a lot of like red tape I don't have to go through. And when I'm on set with some other people, like one of the biggest things that most people have issues with in terms of the industry are things that don't exist on YouTube. Like going through like agency, client, and all the other stuff, and like all of the headaches that come with it. Not really having the higher the level of creative work you do, the less you have a say in anything. So like I might work on something that's like the bigger it is, the less I have anything to do with anything. And for some people, they don't really have control over their own destiny per se. So they go over to YouTube to do that. That's what I did. That's what a lot of people did. A lot of people you see on YouTube have production backgrounds and then figured, well, if I make more money and I have more control over my destiny and like my upward scaling is a lot better, why don't I go to the thing that's going to give me that? And then I think what ends up happening, dang you, good luck trying to get Cam Mackey to reply to a text message of yours. That man will be halfway through a text, see something shiny, you won't hear from him for weeks. But what ends up happening is that there's this weird schism between industry workers because they don't necessarily understand YouTube and the people that are on YouTube. And then what ends up happening is that like a lot of my content even, where sometimes I would insert this kind of air of like, well, I have to make the professional filmmakers happy and kind of come at it from that angle sometimes. And I realized that's not one, it's stupid because trying to impress someone who doesn't like you off rip anyways is just not, it's not going to help. And sometimes I'd even like not post videos because in my head I'd be like, oh, well, that's too YouTubey. And I'm like, well, that's kind of the point, is because you're on YouTube. The point is to make content for the platform. The same way that if you're working as a commercial cinematographer, some of the trends that you'd see in commercial cinematography are things that you would use, right? Yeah, Matt, that's not surprising. Don't try to text Cam and expect an answer. Don't. Anyone that finds like a contact from Cam Mackey and then you send him a message and you reach out and he doesn't reply for like 6 months, don't take that personally because that man is the most easily distracted human being I've ever seen. Don't take that personally, man. He probably will answer you in February. So hopefully you're okay for an April stream. Hey, Kobe, I'm doing good, man. But yeah, basically what I was trying to say is from working in the industry, and I do a lot of direct to client work. So very seldomly am I working in big productions like 50, 40, 100 people that go through agency, that go through client, that go through all this other stuff. And trying to make your content to kind of make happy the people that is a very small community of people. As many people that are on YouTube, and this is also why camera reviews do well. The professionally enthused community on YouTube is incredibly small. Incredibly, incredibly, incredibly small. And I think what ends up happening is that for so long, people that were production workers had the lion's share of who gets access to video equipment, who gets access to talk about it, who gets access to everything else. And with that, I think most people forget that there are I think it's 200 or 300 million YouTube channels, and 20 million videos, I think, per day that get uploaded. And a lot of those people will watch things like camera reviews that have no intention of doing the things that professional, enthused, or production workers are doing. So one of the things I started doing is when I was making all this content and having that kind of air of satisfying that community people, not realizing that sometimes that's a detriment to myself and the people that I'm trying to make happy aren't happy. And I think the whole thing was trying to dodge the whole, well, you're not a real filmmaker, you're a YouTuber. And I'm like, and for a long time you try to fight that, and eventually you just get to a point where you're like, I don't care. There's way more things to worry about. And also, I don't even think that's an insult. I mean, the platform has a larger viewership base on television than Netflix, which means that the tools, the workflow, the money that you can make on said platform, you can do on YouTube. Sorry, Cam. I was actually trying to do you a solid and make an excuse for you as to why you haven't texted back Matt dang you. But since you guys are both in the chat, Matt, air your grievances. Matt, Cam, I was trying to give you a pass. I was trying to actually, help you out a little bit and say, hey, don't take it personal. Cam, he gets distracted sometimes, and you send him a text, he won't answer in 6 months. But hey, if you want to say you're just ignoring, dang you go for it, bro. I can't. Just do that off stream, bro. I'm not trying to see this craziness. I lost where I put the chat. Oh, there it is. Here we go. We're back. Cam doesn't answer his own internal monologue until 3 weeks too late. Honestly, it might be why we get some of the videos we get from him. See, we're all just trying to help you out. We're all trying to make a reason as to why you don't answer text messages. But apparently you're just telling us that you just be ignoring people. Who is best, S12 after firmware update or Canon C50 for short film making needs? Probably both. Probably both. I think if we're really splitting hairs here, and if you want to make them like the package is the same price, I still would probably say the S12. And that's mostly because I own one, so it's hard for me to be like, yeah, go and buy a C50. Like if you're asking me, I have the S12 here. So currently I'm thinking about making Kofi. Okay. Weird. I also need a poop. Weird. And Mariah Carey Christmas music is playing in my head. I'm also thinking about tax for April. Yeah, fair enough. I think we all are. I'm not looking forward to knowing how much money I got to pay. I never am, to be fair. So, all right. James Jackson, what up? I'm using. But yeah, we're gonna stay on these treadmill streams. This is a really easy way to get a lot of activity in. I'm also gonna go to the gym later. It's only 5:30. Feels like it's 9 because it's sunsets at 4 o'clock. Cam said something else before. Don't know what it was. Probably something. Oh, bro, did an hour on my desk treadmill while editing for the life hack. Hey, you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna start a treadmill movement. I think what I'll do is I'll do a review 26, maybe in 3 months. And if I lose a bunch of weight from just doing these on the treadmill, we'll see how it goes. But also it's kind of fun, right? If you're doing something while you're doing the treadmill, it's far easier to get 2 things done at once. Streaming I like, treadmill I like, and because I'm on the treadmill, if no one says anything, the chat's dead, I'll just start editing. I don't care. Or I'll just start talking to myself. So the whole YouTuber disability thing is kind of funny. Good old tribalism. P.S. I'm not a filmmaker, but I find it funny. The interesting part about that is when I'm on set, the people that are successful don't have those opinions. They don't have those thought processes. I'll talk to DPs at sometimes there's community events. I know Lightbridge has them. I host all the Sony ones. Fuji has a couple, and some DPs from the city are there. None of them have those sort of sentiments, if that's the word. So it's kind of difficult to reconcile those 2 things because you come on to here. Oh, Oh, that sucks. You come onto here, and that's always a point of contention. It's always a conversation of like, who's a working professional, which like the term working professional is kind of weird because whether or not you get work is kind of out of your control. But yeah, when I'm on set or I'm at community events with other filmmakers, like they don't really care about that kind of stuff. In fact, they find YouTube interesting. In fact, that's kind of how I've gotten some of my jobs. Oh, that's it. Okay. Brockers just bought one too, like 30 minutes ago. You better use my affiliate link. If you guys are buying these treadmills and not using my affiliate link, all y'all are terrible friends. I just want to make sure you guys know that right now. Do I think the Canon C500 Mark II still relevant today in video production? Yeah, of course it is. Keep in mind, guys, something also that I kind of want to head home with a lot of people is cameras from like 10 years ago are still relevant because the industry is just slow to move, right? So the shoot I was on last week, and this kind of got me into the thinking of the idea of like the whole like YouTuber versus filmmaker thing, and also just like this industry moving slower. Is we had to shoot vertical assets on FX6s, and Norm, you're the DP, made that our first choice. It was kind of something where like the agency told the client they were going to use it, and the client was excited about that for some reason. Whatever. So what ended up happening is we were talking about that, and that's where kind of the conversation of like YouTube and open gates and stuff came up. But the industry's slow to move, man. Like they'll use multiple things that are from years ago. All right, so Cam's a thief, eh? Cam's a scammer. So Cam confirmed it. What he'll do is he'll watch my content, buy some, and then pretend that he's the one that found it out. And then he'll portray it to somebody else and rip the commission off it. All right, Cam, I see you. You see that, guys? He's not only a shill, he's a thief. Don't call him a shill no more. He's Thief Mackey. Scam Mackey. That's his name. Your name is Scam Mackey. Look at that. 419 Mackey. Next thing you know, he's going to start telling people he's a Nigerian prince. The treadmill 53% off right now. Hey, 53% off? Hey, getting in shape for Condo 2026 is a couple $100 away. Link in the bio or description. We're on YouTube, so description. Since when did this channel become a treadmill promotion place? Since we want to get jacked and tanned for this summer. I'm tired of filmmakers being out of shape. I'm tired of it. If we all, I feel like if we all actually paid more attention to our health and fitness than cameras and calling each other out on the internet, I feel like we'd all wouldn't call each other out and do all these things because the more, I find the more I'm exercising, the more I'm taking care of myself, the less time I have to worry about other things. Send me that link. The live link? Oh. See, now Cam's trying to be nice to me. What do you mean send you the live link? You can just go on Cam, just go on my channel and take the link. Sorry, I burped into the microphone. That probably was inappropriate. I'm sorry. Hang on a second. Copy. There you go. Scammer Mackey. We want one more video from Cam Mackey to rant about OpenGate. I don't. Here's the thing, like we're all tired. We're all tired. I wonder where Pony Smasher falls in the YouTube versus filmmaker. Has done YouTube forever, but also directed Animal Crate. He doesn't care. That's Almanugs. I'm gonna tell you right now, he don't care. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, most successful filmmakers don't care about distinguishing between YouTube and filmmaker. They don't care. Oh, Cam wants to go live. Okay, why don't you just say that, Cam? Why do you gotta just this scammer? Cam's gonna go live with us, guys. Cam, you have the link. Oh, I should probably get in that too, so I could let you know to let you in. Okay, Kofi is joining. Why is Kofi joining? I'm already here. All right. So let me do that. Cam has the live link. He might pop in a little bit. Can be chilling. Can be scamming, bro. Can be taking my ideas, putting his affiliate link, and then selling it to other people. Do I have the treadmill in the description? Yes, I do, Norman. You know what we could do? Oh, you know what? Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna make this a 2026 thing. Treadmill live streams, but you can call into the show, but you have to be on the treadmill while you're on the show. Do you think the FX3 Mark II will be announced anytime soon? I wouldn't hold your breath. YouTube world is very different from the real world of people working together with different kinds of equipment. Sort of. I do both. And I mean, there's more people. Like, I mean, your scaling's different, but I wouldn't necessarily call somebody who does YouTube primarily not a filmmaker if they don't identify as one. When I'm working in baseball, I'm alongside the OG photographers. The atmosphere there is just so relaxed. Nobody's talking about gear or cameras works. Yeah, but even when I'm with other creators, man, like outside of this, outside of like talking on here, like we talk about it for the interest of it, which is very, very different. I think it gets muddled because we talk about it for the interest of it and also we have access to it. And I think some people might not look like that. So they try to make this weird, well, you're not a filmmaker if you talk about gear on YouTube kind of thing. And I'm like, well, are you not a chef anymore because you make cooking videos? And that's kind of where it's like weird. Kobe gets spicy when he's on the treadmill. Nah, that's not it. I'm not that bad. No heavy breathing though. Yeah, I'm not gonna just huff and puff on it here. I'm at like, I don't know, like 2.5 miles an hour. Gritty, why is Cam joining? He's just as useful as asking him to. I said lift anything, not hold anything. Calm down. Yeah, Cam, I said that. Said you don't lift, bro. What do you think a good budget wireless transmission system is? Define good budget. Because technically DJI might be good budget, but DJI is also like $4,000. Last night I found a C500 Mark II for less than $5,000. It hit me so hard. Now I'm potentially the C80 and C50. That's up to you, man. It also depends. Like if you're working on your own, the smaller camera might help. Cam, also, you know what's wild? This dude asked me to send him the live stream link, and then I sent it to him, and then he didn't come on live. So what was that for? What was that for? See, he's out here scamming again. Look at it. I'm only teasing Cam because Cam also teases me. So this is just, I told him I'd get him back in blood. So now here we are. How am I feeling about the bleach season? That's not till January like 10th, isn't it? I know Jujutsu Kaisen Culling Games comes out January 8th. I don't know when it comes out. Oh, thanks, Jamie. Sorry, I definitely should have specified. I think the only wireless transmitters that I've used so I can speak to them is the DJI SDR transmitters. SDR doesn't stand for standard definition. It stands for some radio thing they have. But those are dope. They're small. They're really, really tiny. They're like this big. What's your plans for the holiday break? So I go to Vancouver tomorrow, and I'll stay there till just before New Year's Eve. I'll come home for New Year's Eve, and then I go to Ghana just after New Year's, and I'll probably go to Houston right after that, and then I'll come back in February. So I'm pretty much like what I mean. I'm not making new videos. I'm being so serious. Like I like you might. There's 2 brand obligations that I have to do, which is like late January at best. Outside of that, man, nothing. Cam racing to post the stream join on a gas station while for a good time asked for open gate. That's wild. Doing some B-roll. Mac, don't even worry about it, man. Like, so these treadmill streams honestly are just an excuse for me to to just go on the treadmill and do my cardio and make sure I get my 10,000 steps a day. I just figured I could do this and stare at a wall, or I could live stream while I do it. Hang on, I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. I could do that. Also, I keep burping, guys. I'm really sorry. Hey, Mac showed you the super chat. Hang on a second. We're gonna get in shape and make some money on the same time. Let's go. Thank you. Oh, I'm on the new manga now. I'm adult. Oh, yo, the JJK sequel actually is fire. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect to see Big Raga the Op Stopper again, but yeah, no, it's actually really good. I like that Gege is gonna make it shorter though. Like he actually said, I think he's only making like 30 chapters or something, which is nice because it doesn't have to drag on for like 6 years. Also, JJK in itself was like it wasn't that long. It was pretty short. Have fun. My wife is in Togo right after Christmas. Family won't be going. Oh dang, that sucks, man. Yeah, new manga is better than Now's one. Now's one. I mean Naruto? Two Blue Vortex is getting better though, because we just got Boroshiki with the Byakugan coming out the cut. No spoilers. I'm sorry if you guys don't read. If you guys don't read manga, you guys might not like what we're talking about. DJ's SDR software defined radio. Yes, that's what it's called. I forget what it's called all the time. Hope will make real donations. Dang. Well, I'm not gonna be doing any pole dancing. I'm sorry. That's not happening. Y'all don't send as many. Y'all don't send the super chats for that. I'm sorry. Y'all don't got the kind of money to see me do that. I mean, this current JJK season. Yes, I would say Medulla is better than this season of JJK. Although that culling game, the culling game is going to be wild. I do what I just realized with the anime though is I kind of like skipped over when Megumi became like kind of good at fighting. Like I kind of don't feel like he was good in any fight that he went into, and then suddenly he's like, "Oh yeah, I have Maharaga, and nothing you can do about it. See you later." I kind of feel like they skipped over that a little bit. They didn't flesh that part out. Have I seen Infinity Castle yet? No, it's downloaded on my iPad, so I'm going to be watching on my 4-hour flight to BC. I actually loaded a bunch of stuff, so I got to finish Gachi Yakuda. If anyone watches that, right now I'm on the episode of was it when Rio? They're fighting, whatever. They're using like their magic stuff, and then Rio just pulls out the blicky and just just shoots her, and I'm like, what the hell is this? They're like, oh man, can anybody hear you? And she's like, nah, no one can hear us fight. She's like, cool. Pulls out a heater and just puts 6 holes in the one chick, and I'm like, oh, you could bring guns in this show. You could just shoot people. Okay. Brother. Now, I'm gonna leave this chat. I'm gonna leave this chat up here. Someone get your mans. Cam, come get your cousin. Cam, come get your cousin. You wilding out. Oh, let's go. I still have to make there's one video that I keep saying I'm gonna do, and I haven't done yet. And it's about every time Hollywood stole from anime and vice versa. I just haven't gone around to do it yet. I probably should. What are we at? We have half an hour in here? I ain't talking about One Piece. That show's way too damn long. That show's way too long. I have not watched more than 20 episodes of One Piece in my entire life. That includes when it was on what we have YTV, or I guess what would be Cartoon Network for Canadians. I didn't watch more than 20 episodes of that. It's too long. It's too much. I do like that it's just fights. It's just like left, right, good nights for everything. Hang on a second. But yeah, so basically what I was trying to say with the whole YouTuber thing, most people in the industry that are successful, they don't care. They really don't care. In fact, a lot of people find them interesting. And also, is going to talk about like work that's come up from making YouTube videos. There was one shoot that I did for a fitness app that really, honestly, the producer, I guess, or the owner's assistant saw the Dizito Vespid review, which is super strange. And that's why I got that job. The bigger set that I worked on today, or last Friday, I met the DP at an event, and he was like, "Oh man, I love the channel," and I'm like, first of all, you're 6'8". Secondly, I didn't know, like in my head, I'm like, oh, I didn't know like real filmmakers watch YouTube kind of thing, because the the rhetoric on here is that they're so different from each other. The worlds don't cross over, right? And then you start watching people, you start connecting and stuff like that. You realize that that's not the case at all. And I think that's just a made up thing for some people. And that landed me a job a year later. So there's definitely things that you can do on this platform that can net you work outside of the platform, which happens actually pretty often for a couple of reasons. Like, for one, I guess no matter how you do it, you can display skill sets that are attractive to people in the industry that can put your name out there, even if it's just a review or like a regular video. Two, you get to kind of learn about like what someone's like to work with too, right? Like, if your personality's up there on display, if I'm a producer that wants to hire somebody, and I like, even if it's for the purpose of a review, or you're making like a mini doc for a video, I'm able to find out what the quality of the person's work is and what it's going to be like in the way of working with that person, which you don't get access to for a lot of people, right? Like, I might see someone's portfolio and think, wow, that person's really good at his job. Come to find out they suck as people, not as creatives, but they just might be kind of assholes to work with. And if I could pick somebody with an equivalent skill set, or even a little bit less, but I still get the experience of working with that person, I could find those things out on YouTube. So there is something to be gained there outside of the platform. And then stuff inside of the platform, honestly, it kind of feels like client work anyways, in a lot of ways. The conversations that I have when I'm working with clients, the conversations I have when I'm working with brands on like brand deal stuff, it's the same frustrations. Everyone turns their net 30s into net 90s. Everybody has last minute things they want. Everyone has different requirements that start off a little bit unreasonable and still need a sense of re-educating that client or brand in order to do things, right? Like, it's still the same thing in a lot of ways. Just the scaling of people that are involved is way different, right? So like, I might be in a commercial where like maybe there's 6 people working on crew. Sometimes there's 100. YouTube, you could scale it down to just yourself, right? So that's kind of the big difference. But outside of that, like, a lot of the conversations end up being around the same thing. No, I have not, Dima. I'm not a big speed booster guy. I like just having it on the sensor. Did I actually pull up to an anime related live stream? I mean, like, you did in some ways. I'm gonna put you on the left. See, that's how we do it. In order to get on this live stream, you got to be on the treadmill too. Hey, what's your speed at? You looking like you're going kind of slow.
What's cracking? Can everybody hear me?
Your audio's actually pretty decent.
This is not sponsored by this mic.
What mic is that? Is that the Mauno?
This is the Rode USB-C. I forgot what it's called. But it has the DSP stuff, so you can EQ it and compress it. Same as yours, but I think this is probably more expensive, and yours still sounds great. So
it's $100.
Whoa, yeah. I'm pretty sure this is way more than that.
Like, there's two. I have 2 videos I got to make this month, or 2 videos I got to post that are scheduled, and both of them are like, yeah, they're dedicated gear videos, but they're cheap and they're good. And I'm like, you know what? That's a perfect kind of scenarios when you have something that A, is affordable, but B, is actually good, because I have no problem talking about it and no problem using it all the day.
Yeah. This one's like 200. This one's $200. So this is twice the price, and it pretty much is the same thing.
Yeah. Same app and everything too.
Crazy.
Oh, hang on. Almanax wants to see, well, someone asked to see pole dancing, which I'm like, absolutely not. This ain't Terry's.
Terry's not here. Yeah.
But 2 wanted tight spandex and deadlifts, and I'm like, hey, y'all don't have the super chat money for me to be able to do that kind of stuff. Have you heard that season 1 of One Piece ends at episode 1335 is crazy?
When Kofi's in Africa, he said he's gonna do some spandex African stuff. Africa, whatever that means. Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna do.
He says you can see the sweat marks better. You know.
Absolutely not. Hey, can you give 5 solid tips for filmmaking YouTube content, please? All right, cool. Let's do this. Okay, I'll do the first one. Make content for YouTube, not necessarily filmmakers, if that makes any sense. And what I mean by that is, at the end of the day, we want to make content that people want to watch. Find the Venn diagram between what people want to see and what you feel like talking about. If you find whatever's in the middle of that, you probably have a good video. You got number two.
As Kofi was saying, this platform allows you to do whatever you want to do. There's nobody telling you what you can or cannot do. But the important thing is you still have to play the game of packaging. So I can make the most beautiful, epic little microfilm. No one's going to watch it unless I make the thumbnail and the title YouTubey, to where people are on YouTube and they're kind of expecting that. And if you don't package it that way, you might not get the clicks. So sadly, that's just the way it works. But at the end of the day, if your content is there, it's all about just getting them to the content. So you got to kind of play that game.
People judge books by their covers,
Yeah.
especially on YouTube too, right? Like everyone may say they want a certain amount of content or a certain type of content, but then when it comes down to it and they're by themselves and it's just them and the mouse click, they make it very apparent what they want to see.
My dog's about to step on the treadmill. She still got bad legs, so
Oh
I'm trying to
God.
kick her out.
Oh no. I gotta think of number three. Um, I think number three is to always look at what other questions might come up from the first video that you post. And I think I did that. Like when I first started, when I was doing videos, I would think of what someone was going to ask next while I was making the video. And then I would just make that video next. So I would never get caught up in like, what should I do now? Like I made the video, I got to do something next week. I would just kind of try to answer questions before you ask them. And then when they came out, it was like, oh shoot, this guy almost knows what I'm thinking. But also there's something called your suggested metrics. So YouTube in your back end will show you things like how much is browse, which browse is like if I'm on the platform and I'm just browsing, what video comes up and whether or not I click it. There's search, where if I'm searching for a video, what comes up first. And then the suggested, which is based on the videos I'm watching, what does YouTube naturally show me next? Suggested actually has the highest view to subscriber to percentage point out of all of them. And if you're able to make your videos relative and kind of make the follow-up video that's relative to the video that did well, your suggested goes way up and so do your views and your subscribers. You got four.
I didn't even know that. You have to, it's hard. Like for me, for instance, I am a selfish creator. So I like creating things that I want to create, but I still have a strong understanding that, people aren't just going to show up just because I want to make this or that. So I still have to do videos that generate value for the community. And this is the important thing with YouTube is this is a community. This is what's big, the big difference between like a filmmaking industry where it's kind of like a working, situation, relationships, where on YouTube, it's purely community. So you have to make sure you're providing value to people and not just creating selfish things, expecting people to show up. You got to kind of earn their investments, which their investments is their time and their eyeballs. So,
It's kind of
whatever, pretty much what Danny Gevirtz was doing. He was making all these short films, but then he would do the tutorial, like the behind the scenes video. So everybody got to learn. And all of a sudden you're invested into his more, we'll call it selfish content, where it's great content.
it's a I think they call it the rule of reciprocity, right? Like if you give away a lot of things, eventually people feel like they feel obligated to kind of give that value back. It's I think what ends up happening is a lot of people mishandle how much to give versus how much to expect back. So for example, like both of us have well over what 500-600 videos on our channels. The real like this getting anything back in a significant way has only started to happen in the last like year and a half. And that's
Yeah.
after throwing down 400 times to do it already, right? With no sort of sense of when am I going to get it back or if I'll even get it back, right? So you kind of have to do that upfront value, not sacrifice, but you have to kind of give up that upfront value in order to kind of get things back later on. And
Kofi's saying it's a marathon.
yeah, which me being a
Kofi likes to
dummy,
use big words and analogies, but what he's trying to say is it's a marathon. And there's no overnight success. There's no overnight what's the reward. You really have to like dedicate a year or so before you start seeing the payoff. Brandon Talbussy right now. He's starting to see the reward finally. He's been doing it for how long? And I don't even know if he realized it because after you do it so long, you don't mean, it's like when someone loses weight and you live with them, you don't see them losing weight. But if you see them after 6 months, you're like, holy shit, you lost a bunch of weight. It's the same thing with YouTube. So you have to kind of love the process and actually love the point of doing YouTube and not just the reward. And that's how Kofi and I mean, Kofi outpaces me all the time when it comes to putting out content, and it's still high quality content. But the only reason we're able to keep doing it is because we love it. We love the process. Even if a video tanks, we're kind of like, oh, that fucking sucks, but on to the next one.
Yep. It happens a bunch of times where I'm like, oh, this video's a 1 out of 10. Fuck it. I got another video up in 5 days, so you guys are gonna get real sick of me. I gotta come up with number 5.
That was number 5, wasn't it?
No, that was
Marathon.
4. You're 4. I'm 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say from number 5 is YouTube's a business, and I think
Kofi and I are still learning that.
yeah, there like if you, I don't want to actually tally up the amount of money I've said no to because you have to be a creative person, or like you have to, like your ego gets in the way of things in terms of
Mm-hmm.
what you want to talk, what you don't want to talk about. I probably could buy a new car, truthfully. I got a Bronco Sport outside. I could have got a full size if I said yes to everything. But also, I think my mental capacity would dwindle to nothing. But
Well, what's crazy too is like when you're in the commercial field or filmmaking world,
you
everybody's
don't care.
taking jobs they don't want to do, but it's like, it's, oh, but I'm on set, so it still counts. It's the same shit.
Hang on 1 second. Is it better now? Am I louder? Let me know if I'm
Definitely
louder now.
louder.
Sorry, guys. The mic icon is reversed. So I think I think up is down, but down is up, but it's only the right way if you're turned to the other side. Better now. Okay, cool. My bad. But yeah, in the commercial world, like you don't care which brand it is. I know vegan people that work on set for steakhouses. Doesn't bother them for a second.
Yep.
But because with YouTube, it's your face, right? Like it's your reputation's based on like your brand association, right? It's not. There's no acceptance of like that's your job, and you kind of have to do it. That gets in the way a lot, and sometimes you over-index on what that public opinion is going to be, so you say no to a lot of stuff. For example, like last year, Dashcam, the fan true, asked me to do video. I said no. The filmmaking community doesn't care about dash cams. I'm not going to do it. My car got broken into the next day. Like the next day, car got busted into. The dash cam has an always on feature, so I would have known who it was. And then on top of that, my car got hit earlier, and I would have had to pay $7,000 out of pocket if I didn't have dash cam footage of the guy, it being the guy's fault. But if I let that ego get in the way, I'd be out a bunch of gear. I wouldn't have got paid for the sponsor, and I'd have to pay out of pocket for a car door.
But also, we do it respectfully.
Yeah.
A lot of creators do this to where, they'll get offers, and it's like my community would hate if I cover that, even if I like it, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But there's other creators that don't give a fuck. And that's not my business, not the Kofi business. It's their business. And it's up to their audience to decide if they fuck with that or not.
Yeah. I'd also say like, I feel like, go ahead.
Personally, I know Terry, Kofi, and I we text every day, all day, very annoyingly, especially Terry, but we're constantly, sharing brands that have hit us up and products, and just kind of disclosing it with each other and figuring out if it's acceptable or if it's a bad move. And we're usually always on the same page. So what we're saying business wise is mostly because there's some products like the dash cam. Ego would say, nah, like I'm a filmmaker, I ain't fucking reviewing that. But then Kofi was like, wait a second, we all have gear in our car. Our cars are always getting broken into. B-Wash probably could have had a dash cam because he didn't watch your video, but
because like the wildest thing is that like I feel like some people wouldn't pull the dash cam out. Like they'll
Yeah.
take stuff out of your car, they won't pull the dash cam out because you got to feed all that cable all over the place and stuff, and it's like suction to the window. If it takes too long, they might not take it, or even take the card out, really. But yeah, it's like little stuff like that. And I'd also say too, like my sympathy for creators and like their brand relationships, I think got a little bit better when I realized I don't have kids, and if I have to think about what
Hmm.
things that I got to do business wise to feed my family, there's a lot of sponsor. Like if I had children, there'd be a lot of sponsored videos on this channel because like at the end
Yeah,
of the
I will.
day I got kids to feed. You know what I mean? Like, especially
Mhm.
in a recession, there's a lot of things that like I'm realizing the line. Like, it's easy for me as someone who's in my 30s. I'm not hurt. I don't have medical bills. I don't have kids to feed. To like sit on my high horse and be like, oh, how dare you take that video with Sure or whatever brand it friggin' is? And I'm like, hey, you know what? That might be the difference between my kids getting lunch. So you know what? Let me shut up.
Hmm.
Let me shut up and realize
Yeah,
that's none of my
that's
business.
it's funny because a lot of the flack that YouTubers get, it's like the hate comments. It's like, wait, do you have a day job? What do you do? So someone's telling you what you should do, and you're getting paid to do stuff you don't want to do. So that kind of makes you a shill too, doesn't it? Like, isn't it not the same thing? And here's the difference: people don't have to watch the videos.
Yeah,
They
no.
could simply, they can even click the little three little dots and say not interested, and it will never show our channel again. But
I
instead, what's their psychology that's telling them, oh no, I have to go comment on this because I think this way of this person. It's odd.
I'm trying to take the approach of like, hey, you know what? I ain't fighting you. If you think that I'm a Lumix, Sony, Nikon apologist, shill piece of crap, okay. Like, you know what? Because at the end of the day, and I'm starting to realize this now, and I put in my A75 video, like, I don't have time to fight you. Because, like, here's the thing to your same point. If you have the option to watch something, and it's not like we don't make videos incredibly obvious, right? Like, Cam, when you have the DJI Action 6, I know the videos about the DJI Action 6. You're very clear on what that is. If I don't want to
Yeah.
watch it, what's the point of me fighting you? And also, why
Yep.
am I going to fight somebody else in the comments? Now, if someone like disagrees and like they have an honest disagreement, no problem.
Yeah.
But I'm not like I don't know. I'm trying to get out of the, especially talking about camera gear because people get really emotional whenever it's anything about camera
Which
gear.
is which is
It's
odd.
it's very strange. Um, I'm not gonna fight you if you think that I'm a piece of crap for talking about an inanimate object. I'm,
On the other hand,
I get paid the
I got
same. Doesn't matter. AdSense is
I
going to be
got
the same amount of
time.
money.
I got time to waste, and I love playing with my food.
Also,
So bring it.
Dangy really wants you to text him. Dangy really wants you. He's been saying
Matthew.
you've been ducking him for like 24 months. He said
I don't think he's texted me.
he about to write you a letter, like a handwritten letter.
If he DM me, bro, my for the past 4 or 5 years and before YouTube, my DMs are a mess. I don't think people realize I had a pretty successful career before YouTube, and so I'm constantly my DMs are thick, and so I gave up trying to
Cam said he's in
keep
high
up on them.
demand, so you're gonna have you can reach out to his people, so you can reach out to your people. That's what he just said. That's
Matthew,
all I heard.
if Matthew, if you're still in here, I will go on your Instagram and send you my number.
He sent me his
Also,
number.
guys,
I'll send it to you.
I'm I'm streaming from the DJI Action 6 right now with the macro lens.
Shoot, I just got my macro lens today. I have it in the box still. I also have some
They just
other
did a
goodies.
firmware update. So it has
8K, I
8K
heard.
on it,
Yep.
focus peaking, but not on the
I'm
front lens.
I'm saving
It's
it
not perfect
for
yet.
because I want to do I'm gonna do my Action 6 video in Ghana. So I want to do like, but it's gonna be like a big video. So I'm gonna do like the Action 6, all the features after the firmware update. I'm gonna have a day where I go to something called the Okosombo Dam, and it's a dam that powers the entire country. But I'm gonna do
Dang.
like the Action 5, Action 6 stuff. We have an ATV place that we're gonna go to where they just give you the ATVs. They give you a map and they say, "See you later."
The African way.
Yep. Well,
You're
I mean,
gonna do any you're gonna do any bobsledding or anything?
that's Jamaica, and no.
Uh,
Winter Games is up though. I think just after that though. Hang on a
in
second. There's
Africa?
more chats. No, in Jamaica, more chats because we were behind. Serious question: how do you stay away from gas? You think we stay away from gas? What
I
do you mean?
I embrace it.
Yeah, I'm about to say I accept it. You know what though? It's different though because it's part of our work. It doesn't feel like I'm just buying gear to buy gear. Like if I'm buying gear, it satisfies three different things. Like one, an interest, obviously. Two, if I make content about it, then at some future point in time, I'll make that money back. It could be a year and a half. It could be 2 weeks. And then three, like I still do work, so sometimes I actually do need stuff. So you kind of
Yeah.
like there's more things I can make money back with gear, which is why you see myself and other YouTubers buy so much of it. It's because most people buy gear for one reason, and it's work. Most like people that are in this space can do it for 2, 3, 4 reasons. Some people buy stuff to rent out. Like I bought a
Yeah.
part of my Ursa Cine 12Ks. Like I rent out that kit. It's like $900 a day. So I can make that money back renting it out. I can rent it to production. I can shoot my own stuff, or I can make content. Most people don't have the
Yeah.
ways they can do that.
Even before YouTube, I was anything I wanted, I figured out a way to afford it.
Yeah.
And I would just buy it. And then that's kind of my YouTube started out because I would get interested in different cameras and comparing them. And that's kind of how everything started for me. So nothing much has changed. It does feel excessive though.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember a few years ago, like, watching the tube douchers being like, man, I can't imagine what that must be like just having everything sent to you. And now we're living it. And it's like, this feels gross. Like I don't think you guys realize I give out so much stuff to the homies who live near me. Like literally just like this brand sent me this. I don't need this. I'm not ever going to talk about it. Take it.
I have anyone that shoots BT, like my BTS guy, I sent him, he got all my iron glass lenses because at first I was like, I wanted anamorph fake lenses because Blazar didn't exist. So I'm like, cool, those are like my fake anamorphic lenses. Blazar comes out. I'm like, well, I'm going to buy the Remus set. You've been helping me out all year. Take the set. It doesn't matter. You can mod them however you want. My sister's been killing it on TikTok and she has her channel going. So she's going to have the S9. I kind of came to terms with it. I'm like, you know what? I love my S9. I want the metallic one. And maybe I could use that as an excuse, but I'm going to, like, when we go to Ghana, she doesn't know this, but like in one of the videos, I'm just going to say like, hey, you got it. Cause she has an A6100. I'm like, get rid of that Sony thing. Take the S9. You can shoot open gate and I'll teach her how to use it and stuff. So she can start doing stuff on her channel too.
Hey, all the slander in the chat about me not lifting. I lift. I just have really bad genetics. Okay. I work out
They're
every
making
other
that
day.
joke because I made a joke about that in my A75 video. I think I said something about like a feature on the A75 is as useless as asking Cam to lift something. I think that was a joke that I made. And then I was like, oh man, why did he catch a stray? I'm like, because I caught like 5 strays in Cam live streams. He'll get one back.
If it was a Lumix live, I would have watched it. It was about Sony, so I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was the video posted today. Oh, sorry. So Max said, no doubt, this was talking about the filmmaking thing. No doubt, I literally had a conversation with the clients that said they've been dealing with, the people they've been dealing with for 5 years are assholes until we found you. I wonder what it means on a higher scale. Yeah, man, like getting into higher scale work, like I'm blessed where like the DPs I work with are people that I also like look up to and they're really cool guys. But like I've heard horror stories from people on set. I've been told like someone gets like getting screamed at by your G&E or like your gaffer starts yelling at you, your DP's coming down on you. And I'm like, there's no amount of money to take verbal abuse, especially if I have another option. And I don't want to hear, well, that's just the industry. I'm like, it shouldn't be that. That's not a good answer.
I will say I have yelled at people on set, but it's because they're being a dumbass. Like literally bickering in front of the client and
that stuff.
Models and
I mean, like making an honest mistake and getting screamed at by your DP.
Yeah. That's I've been in that position. One of like my photography heroes, I was on a job with for 2 weeks, and I was staying at his place in Montana. Hugest asshole, like literally hugest asshole I've ever met in my life. It was bad.
Yeah.
And a few days in, he like cursed me out for no reason. And so for the next like week and a half, I just had to I was quiet. And his whole family, they definitely knew that I was like, yeah, I'm never coming back here again. So I hate
that.
I know that.
I hate that. Can we want more videos about Open Gate?
I'm exhausted with that conversation. I said what I needed to say.
Yep.
And
I feel late because like I pre-recorded like 4 or 5 A75 videos, and they all kind of reference either internal raw or open gate, but they're all scheduled twice a week. So like it'll be first week of January, and I think the last one comes out. But I'm like, I made that 2 weeks ago. So now I just feel like I feel bad because I'm like, am I just reinvigorating this conversation? But they're pre-recorded, so I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I think it's important for everybody to say their piece on it,
Yeah,
um, because it kind of lets the companies know of like people are pretty divided about this, and they'd probably be less divided about it if we were just doing the
yeah.
right thing,
There shouldn't be a division about it. If I'm being honest with you,
which is wild.
it's a
It's like
weird. Like
what is
again,
happening?
I don't want to clap for a company not doing something, and it's not like I don't tell. It's not like we haven't told Sony this already. Like I saw my Sony rep. Today's Monday. I saw him on like Saturday. I told him the same thing. I'm like, hey, and we had this conversation offline. I was like, guys, like I can understand it's a business, but like when the end client or your customers are unhappy and the answer that you gave them wasn't a good answer. So like you got to figure something out. I don't know what to tell you, but like at the end of the day, the people that it affects are the people that are buying your products. And I get it. Some people might say, oh, well, no one's going to use that feature. I'm like, yeah, but we said the same thing about, oh shit. Did I just,
Whoa,
my camera just died.
clubbing. Whoa.
Yeah, my camera just died. Hang on.
Whoa. All right, guys, I'm running the freaking show here.
Absolutely.
Damn.
The hell not.
Y'all,
my camera died and the battery is somewhere
he
else.
cut me out. Look at this.
Did I cut you
guys.
off?
He doesn't trust me.
No,
Yeah,
you're
he
here.
did.
No, you good.
How
You
rude.
here.
How rude.
I gotta reach over. This is the most dangerous thing that I have to do because I know where the battery is. Oh, actually, you know what? Okay, hang on a second. This is the power of this Mount mic.
You guys, if Kofi will stop talking, y'all have to see Kofi dance. This motherfucker can dance.
They can't go to Condo. You got to go to Sony Condo for that.
Literally, he defies gravity, guys. It's crazy. To see a giant man like that just beating air, it's wild. It's crazy.
So that is a very exclusive something that you can see. Also, right now,
Kofi's your audio's falling apart. Here, while he's busy, guys, look at this new watch that was sent to me. This is by Arta. Check this out. This is my first watch too.
Has Cam taken over the stream?
I am. I think it's like $900, something like that. Let me switch my macro over. Look at this thing. What's cool is there's the Sunny 16 rule on it. So if I twist it, you set your aperture and then it tells you the rest, like basically your exposure from there. And then if I spin this guy, I don't know if you guys can even see this. There it goes. If I spin this, a shutter closes, or the aperture, not the shutter. I don't know if they can even see that. And then you see that? And then I'll open it back up and there's like a piece of film. It's not real film, but there's a piece of film on the inside. Pretty dope. Not sponsored.
Oh, I like this one. Almanacs. YouTube is a meritocracy. There's no shortcut. Success is built on many, many, many failures. Hell yeah. I'm with that because Cam, we both know what it's like to put up a video, get a 1 out of 10, or put up a video, get 100 views, and then you gotta sit with it. You gotta stare at it because the worst part is like while you're making another video to try to like go at it again, you gotta open up your analytics and see that 100 view every single time until you do something new.
Yeah, and it's always my favorite videos that do the worst.
Yeah,
and then it's literally the ones I don't give two shits about. And like I film in 3 hours, edit it in 3 hours, just done, just off the books. Those are the ones that do 1 out of 10. It's so annoying. I hate it. It literally never fails.
You know what I'm trying to do though is like I think I know what the code is for those, and I'm gonna try to make like that at least look good. So for example, one of my highest viewed videos is like the FX30 getting a firmware update to have shutter angle. It has like 75,000 views, and I didn't understand why. And I'm like, okay, well, instead of me just like, maybe I could like set dress those videos, at least so I feel a little bit better. Sorry, I'm reading the chats at the same time.
Same.
But hang on 1 second. It's generally like that waste of time. People like that don't want to learn. They just want to be keyboard warriors and they won't grow. Because mine is close. Yeah, facts. Story script is 70% more. Everything else comes after. Yeah, sure. And I mean, like, that's also the content too, right? Like, that's why you will see people. Like, I used to work for I tell you guys all the time, I used to work for Will Tennyson's channel. I think he has like 3 million subscribers or something like that. And we shot 1080p for the first million of them.
Damn. Also, Central asked me a question. Cam stream with the Action 6 looks great. How much lighting is Cam using? This is all natural light, brother.
Oh,
I have
really?
a window right over here, and then obviously my studio Apple Studio display is right in front of me. That's it. And I even had to turn down the exposure by 0.3 of a stop. So
Damn.
it looks pretty clean. It's only 1080 30 FPS in the webcam mode. No, they don't have their film looks on here, which I think would be pretty smart of them to do that. But
I bought mine a little while ago. I have like I haven't dove into the settings, but I've shot with it a bunch. So I'm gonna try it for live streaming.
an update just came out and it put 8K on it. So
I want to see what that looks
sure
like.
Make sure you update it.
The last 5 months, I've started kits for the Contact Zeiss Otis maybe 645. I decided feeding the addiction was better than fighting it. Hey, you know what? Get your crazies out. Like, I feel like, I don't know if yours are out, Cam, but like, I kind of feel like my camera crazies are out, but then also at the same time, like, we know things are going to come out next year. I think where I'm going to try to go with it is more of, I'm hosting a tech TV show. I'm using my skills as a DP to make the show, but I don't personally need the cameras. Like the A7 IV, I don't personally need, but I can treat it as though as the framing of somebody who's actually interested in it for what they need it for. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the S12 killed a lot of my camera needs.
That's been this guy for me. Oh, why don't I have a friggin' sensor cap on that? What the hell am I doing?
Kofi's dirty, y'all.
Why is there no sensor cap on that? Where'd it go? There's a glass in front of the sensor, but what the hell? Where'd it go? Okay, well, I got to clean that later.
Did you guys know Kofi chews on his toenails?
Fingernails. So get your shit
Crazy.
right.
No, toenails. I've seen it. It's gross. I didn't know he could bend like that too. It's wild.
That I could bend like that?
Yeah.
There's a joke I have in there, and I'm just not going to say it. You know what, Cam? I'm about to shut up. I'm about to shut up. We ain't doing this today. We are not doing this in front of 60 people today. Where this could be replayed? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not doing that. Hey, we got another super chat. Kofi... Hang on, shut up. We got super chat. Samuel David Cinema. This guy's actually fire. You got it. So Sam is out of Australia. His work on the Pixis and the S1R2, it's up there, bro. It's real up there. You guys should go and follow Samuel because he's doing amazing work, and it's like so low key under the radar. Like I'll watch. I think you might have even seen his S1R2 review and didn't even realize it, but he's fire. But my two biggest inspiration: hope the stream doesn't end like the Long Walk movie. How did the Long Walk movie end?
Wait, have you guys seen Jerry, the movie Jerry? These two friends go out in the desert, and then they're just walking, chatting. And the next thing you know, they can't find their car and they get lost in the desert. It's so good. Matt Damon's in it, and that
just sounds like one of your Blazar reviews.
I know. Yeah.
It just sounds like one of your videos. Man, have you seen this new video with Cam Mackey, but he just put Sora and used Matt Damon as the star as him? Because that's what that sounded like.
It's a great little indie film, but Casey Affleck's in it, which I never liked him as an actor. And then I found out my ex dated him. So even more so, I'm just like, ugh. So I haven't seen it since then. But it's a great film.
Almanax, is gas somewhat alleviated by the fact that it is for content / work that's deductible? Yeah. I could say that. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair thing to say.
Yeah.
Because like realistically, YouTube is a video production job. The cost of production is sometimes buying the gear yourself. Yeah. That's a totally fair thing to say. Hey, Cam, really want to see you talking about the C50. Will you be doing a video on that? I saw Griffin Conway, but waiting on yours too.
Probably not.
Are you getting a C50?
No.
Actually, fun fact, they and it's, you know what, it's pretty chill. Like they wanted me to do a reel for Canon, because I used to shoot Canon before I had an FX3. I used to shoot the C70 and the R5. But they wanted me to do a reel on just that. There was no particular. They said as long as you shoot it on a Canon camera, I'm like, give me a C50 because it's vertical. I'm going to use that open gate. They're like, yeah, we just want to know. We just want you to like introduce yourself and talk about your first Canon camera in Canada. Sorry. But I got to do that next month, which is kind of cool. I
Yeah,
also
I was contemplating doing some videos on the new Canon cameras, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm so sick and tired of talking about cameras.
I'm like I got a couple of them, but they're more based around the trips. But to the same point of the packaging part, they're going to be packaged like camera videos, but like because you're not going to care about all the photos I'm going to do in Ghana or me taking a Mavic 4 to Ghana. Like you're not going to care if I just say like I shot all the cool places in Africa, but you will care if it's a Mavic 4 video and I'm sending that thing through all kinds of shit. And like we go to a zebra sanctuary one morning, and I'm like, you absolutely for 1,000%, I'm going to be sending a drone through that because they're not going to care.
Yeah, it's gonna be fire. In the States, you can't even chase wildlife because you'll get in trouble if you're in any state or national owned land
Yeah,
and you're flying around wildlife. You can get in trouble, sadly.
where
So
we're going,
run
it's
that shit
like
up.
I think it's like 4 or 5 hours away too. Like it's nowhere close. Like I think most people think that like Africa's just jungle. I'm like it's mostly city for some areas. Like there's a lot of urban sprawl in one area, but if you drive like 8 hours north, there's nothing there. Got a question for you, Kim. I think if you had to choose one, Remus or Mantis.
Ooh. If I had to choose one, probably Mantis, just because they're more versatile.
Yeah, all right, fair. I haven't had a lot of reps on the Mantis, so I just have my Remus set, so I don't really know too much about them. I've only used them when I use yours.
The new ones are gonna be the It lens of
The
2026, and it's
new
coming out
Mantis.
early. The new Blazars because
Well,
they're
you can put me
yeah.
in an email.
I could try.
You can put me in an email.
I don't think people
Um,
realize like Blazar is like the hot girl
yeah,
where everybody wants to spit game at her, but she's kind of like, eh, I'm good. So I think Blazars, they're such a small company, their operations are so small, and it's even a lot for them now to keep up from at
yeah,
least from my perspective. And so I imagine they're like, we're chilling, we're doing good. Let's not push anything out to
which is fine.
creators right
Like,
now.
let me just buy them. Like, just don't make sure they're in stock when I want them. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna
Yeah,
if you're
dibs.
not gonna send them to me, cool. Just make sure they're in stock when I want them.
Yeah.
Would you say part of becoming a filmmaker is getting your reps in? Absolutely. And a rep is a rep. If I'm going to give any advice, a rep is a rep. If you're making a mini doc on your iPhones, rep is a rep. If you're shooting a big campaign, a rep is a rep. If you're making YouTube videos, a rep is a rep.
There's a thing in psychology where they did studies and low IQ brains are easily pleased with themselves, where the higher EQ brains can always, this isn't a beat yourself up type of thing, but it's being realistic of like, sure, this might be great, but what did I mess up on or what could have been better? And it's always growing. So always remember that. Don't be too pleased with yourself. Be proud if you do something good, but always try to learn something. Literally every shoot I do, I feel like I learned something
Yep.
in terms of what not to do, and don't do that next time. And next time I know, don't do this and don't do that.
Even when I'm friggin' not the operator, um, you learn something every time you're out there, man. And again, if you're out there and you learn something about the craft, it counts. Some people might tell you otherwise, but it counts. Hang on one second. The A7 IV is a photo slash hybrid camera. Sony obviously is saving it for the A7 III Mark II. Yeah, that's kind of the problem that I think people have contentions with. That is, Sony has to save it for the A7 III Mark II, which is probably going to be $5,000. If I see it in the S1 II and the R6 III and even the ZR potentially today at a much lower price, then when I ask Sony to do that, and then you say kick rocks and everything you want is not important, that's the problem. The problem is that if I'm not going to clap for Sony for not doing something, but then gatekeeping it through something that's a higher price tag when there's a photo
Now,
hybrid camera that's
no
out today that can do
garden.
it.
If Sony
Well,
doesn't do that on the FX3 too, what would you say then?
To be fair, it
Because
doesn't
we don't know if
exist.
they're actually going to do that or not. Yeah.
Also, the camera doesn't exist, so we don't know. Met
It could
James
not
Cameron and
ever come out even next year.
met James Cameron in San Jose, and he was not nice. So yeah, I agree with your statement. Never meet your heroes. Just admire them from afar. Yeah, man.
Now, I
Even
will
some of your
say,
favorite directors aren't nice.
you guys have to imagine, though, a director like James Cameron, he's running the show. With
Yeah.
that comes a lot of stress, comes
Yep.
a lot of having to deal with people and manage people. And you guys got to imagine how many stupid people you might have on set doing stupid things. So
That's fair.
I can see why those guys get grumpy, because the bigger the jobs that I've done in the past,
The bigger the
more
stress.
stressed I was, the more I was like, nobody fucking mess anything up. I don't want to hear anything about something that doesn't matter right now. So I kind of get why they might come off like an asshole, but it's more.
I also don't like wrangling people. Like, I don't like wrangling people that like, hey, this is your job. Please just do that. And then like, I'm like, hey, did you do the thing that we asked you to do? Oh, you didn't. Okay, well, that was an important thing to do. Why are you not doing it?
Yeah.
Like, that part's weird and strange.
That's when I snap. When I get to tell somebody several times.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm
Yeah.
paying you this much money. Yeah. There's been a couple times where I wasn't proud of, and I
love small crews. I love small crews for that, because when it is like that, like you could just, because usually like a homie or something, like I have my homies at Grip, like I have some gaffer homies or like stuff like that. When I'm in a crew of 6, I could like pull someone aside, be like, hey, my guy, you know we need to do this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's no big blow up kind of thing. It's all love at the end of the day, and we all can understand that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I like that.
Yep.
I watched your last stream replay. Now my wife wants me to walk on the treadmill while I stream. Hey, it's a movement. We're starting a movement.
Dude, it's actually, there's like, I deal with fatigue throughout the day. I don't know what my problem is, but I drink a lot of caffeine, and I'm also taking my Adderall. So there's a lot of ups and downs throughout my day. And so this is already helping. It's still tiring me out.
Yeah.
It's keeping me from crashing, I would say.
I feel easy. It feels easier to talk with this.
Yeah. We're like being stimulated.
Yeah.
Physically.
Like, I feel pretty nice.
You know? And so above the desk, we're able
Will's
to.
awesome. Love Will Tennyson. Yeah, if you guys watch Will's channels, I think between the years 23 and 20, like just before 2024, 2021 to 2024 ish, or just before, I shot all his videos for quite a long time, and we didn't shoot in 4K till I bought a C70, and that was like maybe the last 3 months I was there.
Yo, where's Terry at? I thought Terry's supposed to go live today.
I think Terry's still moving his stuff.
Charles David Media asked me if he said he has a Remus 33mm in his cart to complete his Remus set. Should I click wait or should I click buy, or should I wait? So the new lenses coming out, there's only one focal length coming out initially, I believe. And then it's going to take them time to get the rest of the set out. So if you already have Remus lenses, I think you're safe. And then I don't know when the other sets are going to come out. It could be spring, summer. I don't know.
I'm a wait on it, man. Like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on this year, which is weird. Like, we had so many cameras come out in like the hybrid range this year that I'm like, cool, we're all done. And then I think about it, I'm like, okay, what other like things haven't come out yet that were kind of like hinted at? And it's going to end up being just as wild as, I think it's actually going to be crazier next year than this year, which terrifies me.
I hope you guys know, Kofi and I know of like several new cameras.
Yes.
And we have to dance around so much shit. Yeah.
Yep.
Also for Greg asking if he hopes I'm not under NDA. With Blazar, they trust me. So every time I've gotten hands on first, like on a product, I ask them, hey, am I allowed to talk about this? They literally say, do what you want to do. We trust you.
Hey, just make sure, just keep one in stock for me to buy. That's all I'm asking. I don't want it for free. Just keep one for me. Cause like when the Remus came out and I'm like, cool, I'll buy the set. They're like, no, we don't have any. I'm like, I'm not asking for them for free. I just want them for me. I needed a write-off at the end of last year. Help me, help you.
I should try to make a list of creators who want dibs, and just say, hey, they'll make a reel or something. I don't know.
I mean,
they
I might go to,
they sell out quick.
I might take a job in Ethiopia. So I might want to bring a Blazar with me.
Fire.
I don't know yet.
That'd be pretty
There's
fire.
maybe a conflict in schedule, but I got asked to cover some Cam Op BTS stuff in Ethiopia at February. What up, fellas? Both y'all nerds got me to pick up the S12 dope ass camera. Minimalist tech. I got a question for you. Are you in the camera YouTube filmmaking space, or do you have a tech channel that you use the S12 for? Because another thing I want to get to on YouTube, and I kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, for these camera videos, the reason why they get so many views is because most people watching them aren't filmmakers or professionally enthused. Like the amount of people that are like that have no interest in being a professional filmmaker or DP that buy S12s, the Pixis. I saw one dude that makes he has a bodybuilding drama podcast, has a full set of Katos.
Hmm. Oh,
And he's in the Blazar
crazy.
group. If you ever see, I think he has a different name, Johnny something. He's in the Blazar groups all the time. Full set of Katos, has a bodybuilding channel. Nothing to do with filmmaking. There's one day where Sam Sulek followed me, Jason Morris, and Terry. And he's like, yeah, man, I watch all your stuff. Like, I want to get this, this, and this. And I'm like, what the hell? The
I don't know who that
A75,
is, but he followed me too
like, because he
because
watches all our
I
stuff.
work out.
Yeah,
Because I
that's
work out.
exactly it. But like I was
Yeah.
talking to another dude, and he competes at like the world's bodybuilding stuff, but he makes content for his YouTube because he has a lot of subscribers, a lot of followers. And he was asking about the A75 the other day. And a lot of these people that watch
Crazy.
these videos, and that's where I'm like kind of getting away from trying to make everything as a filmmaker. I do this. I'm like, no, as someone who just likes the camera, because there's so many
Let's
more people that are interested in this stuff that are making good money and then just want nice tools.
On the opposite end, I've had a lot of big DPs, not Roger Deakins big, but working in Hollywood, Netflix, streaming, all of it, come up to me at like Cine Gear and Build and NAB and kind of whisper like this every single time it happens. They whisper, "Hey, I bought these lenses because of you, and oh, we use this on this, but we're not allowed to talk about it." Blah blah blah. So I don't think people realize, a lot of people are watching YouTube that you wouldn't expect to be watching. So, and to Kofi's point, it's the same. We have a lot of influencers watching us. A lot of like when I got my Bronco, for instance, I got hit up by a bunch of different marketing teams from different brands saying, "Hey, the marketing team here loves your channel. We just saw you got a Bronco. Love to send you this." Like like 3 or 4 different companies hit me up when I got my Bronco. So content literally runs the Western world right now, I would
Yep.
say, North America, and I can't speak for other countries, obviously, but I would say most of the world content runs the world. And so we're kind of at the forefront of talking about the tools used for making content. So sometimes we get narrow-minded or narrow-sighted, I should say, and thinking we're just talking to our bubble. But the moment you realize that you're talking to a lot more other people and you start, you know, thinking more that way when you're strategizing your content, that's where if you guys want to do YouTube, that's where the views are really at. And
Yeah.
if you want to be a filmmaker YouTube, let's talk more about that. That's what the stream's about, right? um this is, imagine when TV came out and all of a sudden you had all these new job opportunities that was killing cinema, but then cinema came back and then streaming came out and all of a sudden there's a bunch of new job opportunities and there's job losses on the other spectrum of things. Every new platform or way of consuming content, whether it's film and whatever it is, there's opportunities there. And as we see, Netflix keeps freaking buying out Hollywood studios. Like, where do you guys think this is going to go? Like, I think it's almost like Hollywood, obviously there's unions in Hollywood, but with streaming services, it's becoming tech. Like the tech companies are now controlling media. And so when that happens and things start maybe losing some of its soul, which is already happening, as we've seen from it starting off with the color grades being really flat, and now it's just like pumping out trash
Just bad
streaming
scripts.
shows and stuff. Yeah. And so as that happens, I have a feeling the mass population is going to start craving more authentic media. And they're going to be coming already. It's like crazy that our parents watch YouTube now and they're invested into certain channels and stuff. Like this is where it's all going to be going.
My
And if you're a
parents
filmmaker,
only watch cable. My
they
parents watch
don't.
Netflix and YouTube. That's it.
Crazy. See,
Like,
this is the future, in my opinion.
There's this guy in Ghana. I can't remember his name. I keep forgetting his name, but he's kind of like the West African Peter McKinnon, but it's not about cameras. He makes travel content. And my dad knows his face like right off the bat. Like my cousin took a picture with him or something, and I was showing my dad something. He's like, "Oh, I know that guy," and I'm like, "Kid's like my age," and he just makes travel content. But like my parents don't even watch regular cable TV unless it's like a legacy show they watch. Mac has a question. Why did I stop shooting for Will? You don't have to answer if I don't want to. Honestly, I was still freelance DPing while operating for Will, and I found for one, I think travel schedules started getting messed up, and also I just wanted to do my own thing. And the hard part with shooting for somebody else's YouTube, that it's hard to get jobs outside of that confine, and I don't necessarily think I wanted those jobs. I didn't want to move to shooting someone else's YouTube channel because I'd rather just make my own. And I'm not getting new DP work because I'm shooting for a YouTube channel, at least in like that particular vertical, because there are DPs that I know that are shooting for YouTubers and they're shooting like episodic TV. So if you watch Life of Riza, I don't know if you guys follow Nicole Shapiro, but she DPs for Life of Riza. So everything that you're seeing on Life of Riza's channel, she's shooting and DPing for. Same thing with Matt Diavella. Cam, you met him. Leo Keller, really young German kid. He came with Ryan and Ryan's wife at Condo, but he like really talented.
Yeah.
So he DPs Matt Diavella stuff. Like he shoots himself for Matt Diavella. So that's a little bit different.
It's the equivalent of like, I remember when I was shooting for all the fashion brands, I'm like, these motherfuckers going to pay me 20, 30K and then use all this and make like 30 million. And so there was so many times where I'm like, why am I not doing the clothes part? You know, which obviously I never did, but it's the same thing. It's like you go to set on a $1 million set and you're getting paid your day rate. But what if you were just doing it for yourself?
That's what I was working with Mark. I used to shoot for Mark's channel. And then I started thinking about it and I'm like, hang on a second. So Mark's in filmmaking. Mark's on YouTube. Mark's paying me decent money to shoot his BTS for him. Like he's paying me good money. How did he get that kind of money? And then I thought about it and I'm like, wait a minute. Well, he's just in a different, like I just have to be in the position that he's in over time. And then then I'll have my own Kofi and I'll be Mark. Well, how do I do that?
I'm gonna make a Kofi real quick. I'll be right back.
You're gonna make a Kofi real quick. That's disgusting. Cam's gonna go drop the Browns off of the Super Bowl. Honestly, I admire
Kofi as in a cappuccino.
Gotcha. Okay. I honestly admire for creators to demand more from Sony, team the company. Yeah, that's pretty much what we've been trying to say, and I don't think anyone's trying to like be combative about it. We know these guys can do so much more. Yeah, I don't know. I think all my thoughts I put in the A75 videos, and not for the purpose of fighting anybody. It was just my own opinions. But and it's not like Sony's unaware of that. Like I told them everything I was going to say before, and they had no problem with it. If you could make a perfect lens, what would it be? Oof. I'd have like a 24 to 135 f2, anamorphic 1.5 times squeeze. Hope you use the vibration mode on that treadmill. No. Why do you want to see that?
Wait. I want to answer that. I would make a Helios type lens, but with autofocus.
An autofocus Helios?
With the RL luster coatings.
A Helios with autofocus, I think, is just like that'd be a lot of money.
So, without saying too much, in 2026,
someone's gonna do it.
China has had, I guess we'll call it a breakthrough on autofocus tech, similar to how they did a couple years ago, which is why we have the more affordable third-party lenses being so damn good now. I think they had another breakthrough because the thing with vintage lenses is the lens groupings are very heavy. And I guess the normal mirrorless lenses can't really push the focus fast enough.
Gotcha.
So I think they came up with a way to now make that more plausible. So I think in 2026, it's going to be the year of character lenses.
So we actually had a call.
Prediction.
We had a call with Sony at one point, and we asked them if they wanted, like, they have G Master lenses, but like, could they make like a specialized like heritage line where they added autofocus to lens with character? And they were like, absolutely not, because like I guess there's not enough demand for it. But I think once you start to see that, it'll be cool. Let me get through some of these chats while Cam's taking years off his lifespan. As a professional photographer, I respect your guys' first-hand info. Where I live, 3 to 8 weeks if I want to buy. Yeah, and that's kind of what that like. A lot of this stuff is like. You're getting experiential insight of what it's like to have the camera. If you go to a retail store, most people don't know what the thing is. They just kind of tell you what to buy. That's kind of what it's for. And I think for most creators, we don't want to be the sole touch point of whether or not you buy something. We just want to give the information and you make the decisions. Now, when you make that decision, obviously use our links. But like, I don't personally want to be responsible for people's financial decisions, because when it doesn't work out for you, the first thing you're going to do is blame me for it. And I don't want to do that. And I don't want to be part of that. So I just want to give information and then move on to the next thing. I'm about to go on a long drive to Gold Coast to Sydney. Sam, one day I'll make it to Australia. Hey, Cam, what's your opinion on the GFX 100? Why didn't you ask me? I got the GFX 100 too. TV is dire. Yeah, even the Oscars are going to be on YouTube exclusively in 2029.
Crazy. Also, speaking of Netflix, did y'all see Paul's ass get beaten down?
Did you see Andrew Tate get rocked? Did you see Andrew Tate get pumped? I was great here's the thing. I am so curious to what happens to both those guys next. I'm more curious to what happens to Andrew Tate next, because like Jake Paul catching one in the face, I'm like, that's kind of part, like that was eventually going to happen. I'm very curious to see what happens with Andrew Tate. We'll see sponsors for Treadmill soon. If anyone does Treadmill sponsorships, I got mine months ago. I just was afraid. I was afraid to do this at the same time because I was afraid I was going to slip. But now that I want to get 10,000 steps in, and I have to take this training shit seriously. I don't want to turn. I actually like what I don't talk about on YouTube is that multiple people in my family have cancer, and like not the good kind, like you'll make it out kind. And for me, I'm like, well, I don't like, if I could prevent it by being just in generally better shape, I may as well do that when I'm 33 healthy and there's no medical problems whatsoever, than find out because of my own inaction, something comes up later. So that's kind of where the whole treadmill thing got into play. That's where like, I even got a trainer, which is really dope. T actually is in a lot of videos. And I'm like, you know what? You train other people. I shoot you training all the time. I'm here anyways, but you know, me as well. So I want to be able to get ahead of that kind of stuff beforehand. Because what? We got like
we're
5
just at
years.
That age.
Also, I got like 5 years before everything that I do is like a permanent decision. Like if I decide to not get active in 5 years, I'm never going to do it. So I may as well do it. I may as well make it a habit at 33 when my knees and ankles are good, than wait till I'm 38 and be like, oh, I got to change something. And I'm like, yeah, cool. You have heart disease already. So now what?
You don't want to be like Terry. I didn't start working out till I was like 32.
And, I started at 13.
Oh, crazy. Yeah. No, I used to work out when I was in my early 20s, but whatever weight, like muscle weight I would put on, I would lose it instantly if I didn't keep it up. And so my metabolism, I was like, I'm going to give up on this. And so I still did light workouts, but now I go harder than I ever did. And I still don't go as hard as I could be. So I'm getting to that point though, where once I get a little more time under my belt, I mean, I say that, we'll see if that's ever, but I want to get a trainer as well.
You know what's wild is that like I'm looking at like what a lot of other outside of the filmmaking, and this is also something I wish I mentioned this in the top 5. If you're making content as a filmmaker on YouTube, watch what other YouTubers are doing. Don't look at like we're the worst. I think we're the worst example of what to do on YouTube. If you want to be successful at YouTube, we actually do it the worst because we don't treat it like. We do things that are anti our own business. We don't outsource certain things. We want to like have the credit of doing things on our own and try to like flex being a one-man band all the time. We don't outsource things like
over there.
What?
Who's moaning over there?
Who's moaning over where?
At your place. There's someone moaning. Is that Terry? Oh, what's that?
That's a treadmill.
Oh. What's
it's a $200 treadmill. Let me look
on that.
There's no one moaning. At least I don't think so. And if there is,
why am I not invited?
What? It's because I'm walking on like the edges of the mat before I was walking in the middle. But when I walk on the edges, it makes a sound.
Can you guys hear my treadmill? Because usually I can't hear yours. I just hear that moaning. Kofi hitting that treadmill good.
You know what, Cam? There's another joke I'm going to make, and I'm going to shut the hell up. But hang on. Let me get this point through. Hang on. Be neurotypical for like 5 minutes. Let me get this through. Let me get this out. If you're trying to be successful on YouTube, one of the things I would say personally is maybe don't watch other filmmaking YouTubers because we're not that good at doing YouTube. There are people in other industries on this platform that are far better at navigating this than we are. I think we actually do a lot of counterintuitive things to ourselves for no reason. That things like outsourcing, like most creators I know that are training have trainers, and and they'll get meal prep stuff when they haven't eaten properly. Is that what you guys hear?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
You know what? I'm going to turn it down. There we go.
I'm so annoying. I'm sorry, guys.
You're being so annoying. I wonder how loud it actually is. I can't tell if you can hear.
I mean, I have my headphones on, but I don't think people realize, we get a lot of flack about sponsorships and shit. When you go and watch other niches, they are blatantly like just sucking on that sponsorship. And it's like we tiptoe around so much shit just so we don't get caught up in anything. We try to be as honest as clearly possible. But you go to other niches and you're like, what?
You know what's wild is their audience doesn't even care. Audience doesn't even care. They're like, get your bag. They're cheering. Every time I see a Raid Shadow Legends ad, and the audience is like, oh, you got a Raid Shadow Legends? Oh, good job. Well, I'm like, they don't play that damn game. They ain't using that NordVPN. They're not. Where are they traveling? This guy, Charlie Smith, stays at his house. What's he using NordVPN for? Where's he going?
If it's an integration, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But in our space, people would still just
lose your mind
over it. It's crazy.
But I would say try to take obviously there's going to be a fine line in terms of ethics and stuff, but I would say try to watch everyone and kind of pull something from everybody. I wouldn't just I pull business ideas from other people outside of our niche.
I've been advising some homies on making content, and I tell them packaging wise to literally study Mr. Beast. Even though you're trying to make a pretentious, stoic short film, you still need to package it for the platform, sadly. Same thing in Netflix. You could do an artsy fartsy movie poster for Netflix and people might scroll right past it. You got to kind of do what the platform has trained the audience to do. Wait, there's a ADHD question here. Do you find the treadmill helps with focus and ADHD? I love walking and sitting at the desk. It's so distracting. That's one thing I was trying to pay attention to today because I got it yesterday and I just started using it today. And I took my Adderall though, so I mean, who knows? But I locked in for a good 2 hours on this thing, and was just
we're almost at 2 hours now
editing. Yeah, I wonder what my calories are at for today. I do have to be careful though, because I'll lose weight way too quick.
I don't have that problem. Let it come. Bring it. I want to bring me the weight loss. I want to see it.
Yeah, I have a feeling this would be good for ADHD people because it is very obviously you're physically stimulating yourself so your brain can focus. So I'm still making weird sounds and all that over here and singing random songs without knowing I'm doing that. But yeah, maybe we should all do a collab video on desk treadmills and stuff because I do think this is something that Kofi's always bringing up too. Is a lot of us in this niche aren't healthy, and physical health. When you start working on your physical health, next thing you know, you're sleeping better. All of a sudden, your diet starts getting better. All of a sudden, your mental health gets better as well. And if your mental health is better, you allow yourself to be a little bit more creative and a little bit less stress. And so I do think it's important for us, everybody who works out like me, because I work out all the time. I lift. Oh my God. I lift so much, guys. It's crazy. So for people like us, who are known for fitness, like us, I think it's important that we do help our audience get fit.
What's funny is that you believed what you were saying less and less as you were talking. Your belief in what you were saying decreased exponentially over the course of that sentence. You say I'm going to answer a couple of Yusei's chats because he put in quite a bit of them. But one I'm going to answer. Honestly, would love to see more visual work from you, Kofi. Same as the favorites from Cam and his. I actually do put it in those packaged gear videos. I just think most people skip over them. Like I'll put like pieces inside of the video. And I remember like there was one video we did, I think it was like last year, and we both did this at the same time. And we're like, hey, I'm going to put the short film, mini doc, whatever it is in the video. And if I notice that you skip over it, I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to put it in there. And then everyone skipped over it. So I stopped doing it. And I'll post it on Instagram or something like that. But in terms of doing stuff like that, I think when like sometimes I get a little bit touchy of like, oh, I wish you did work like this person. I'm like, I don't have the financial resources at the time. Like, bless Danny's soul, he has far more capital to take the time out to do a mini doc and wherever the heck it is over the course of 2 months and still be financially okay. I got on YouTube full time a couple months ago, like a year ago. I don't have the capital to take the X amount of time and also have a brand deal backing that's going to fund that project. I'm working with a couple $100, and I get the whole like do it without a budget, and I'm like, yeah, that causes way more stress than I think people allow for. And when you want to have a low budget project all the time, you're gonna burn out of that entirely.
The trouble with what we do is every video we do, if it's not bringing in some sort of income, we're burning money, which is fine if you're passionate about it, but it's not sustainable to do that all the time. So when I first went live, when I first went full time, that's what I was doing, and I was like, this is not sustainable. And
Yeah.
I was taking too many favors from the homies and stuff, and I was like, I can't keep this up. And so, you know, Jericho and I are about to take a road trip for some content, and I'm probably going to pay him like $1,500 to $2,000 just to go on a 3 to 4 day road trip. And, you know, that's out of pocket, and there's no sponsors for the trip. But this is the moment where I'm like, hey, I'm going to get some cool content out here just for me that I can enjoy. But I'm going to have to double down on sponsorships next month or the month before or something like that. So just because there's 5, you know, gear videos doesn't mean there's not one more stoic video, as you're saying.
Yeah. Like I would even say I'm playing the compound. Like if you want, like you guys want like real behind the scenes inside baseball stuff. Like I'm running all the comparison series is a compounding interest thing because I realized that like I did a couple of them years ago and they may have had 10,000 views when they happened, but they're at like 120,000 views now. So I'm like, cool. If I do 12 of those next year, it'll help me with getting like money for projects the following year. That's kind of what I'm doing now. And a lot like out of those, I don't know, I think I put up like 11 of them after everything's said and done in this quarter. I think I've done 11 or 12 comparison videos. Only one sponsored, which means all of the location fees, talent, and all the other stuff you have to pay for. Me and Lee were talking about this on stream. I think we'll go into a hole of like $600 to $1,100 on a single video that doesn't impact my reel at all. And then to do that on top of having like mini docs and films and all the other stuff, mind you, there's a project that I can't talk about yet until like March that completely satisfies what you're asking for. At this current junction in time, the whole thing is that like me and Cam started doing YouTube. I think when also the amount of money you get per video is significantly less. Like those brand deals I've heard about in 2020, 2021, 2022. I started YouTube 2020, like mid 2022. The amount of money that was even like 2019, 2021 is far more than what it was now. Right? Which is why when we hear some other creators' numbers, we're like, how in God's name did you do that? But that gives you the resources to be able to do that, right? That's why you see stuff from like Mark and Danny. I'm like, if you guys knew how much capital that like AOD generates, of course they can make 3, 4, 5 documentaries a year because they could self-fund that with the exterior business, right? What you guys are watching right now is like us in the middle of that. Like we're not quite there yet, but we're also not starting from zero. But yeah, to be fair, the more visual work will come out. That's why I'm going to Africa twice. But I do put them in videos. I think just most people skip over that because they want to get their questions answered, which I can't knock you for. I made that kind of content, and I think the audience is trained on that.
I messed up. I started this treadmill stream in my Birkenstock sandals. My calves are starting to feel it.
I got my RMT work done the other day, so I'm a little sore, but I feel good. Hang on one sec. Jason Morris, what's going on, Bo? Sony also said to me they looked at me weird when I wanted Sony Cinema Glass with character. Yeah, see, like Sony, like I'm a bunch of us asked, we're like, hey, we'd love to see autofocus lens with a little bit of character, and they're like, no. Not Abed. Yeah, I leave these guys up. I think I'm actually going to make the treadmill stream a series, and I'm just going to put treadmill stream, and that's going to be a playlist. But most of the time, this is just so I get my cardio in. Like I got a couple beads of sweat. I was going at like 2.5 miles, and I'm wearing a
I'm
sweater.
sweating. It's 70
I'm
degrees here, so.
my this room is 80, and I'm wearing a hoodie.
Ooh, yeah.
Um, hang on a second. Complete off topic, Kofi. What's the language dialect you did lessons in on streams earlier? So in Ghana, there's like 7 to 10 languages. Chi is one of the languages Ashanti people speak. Ashanti being the larger tribe. If you know anything about the transatlantic slave trade, you'll know why that's the larger tribe. Um, we were the sellers, not the sold, if that makes any sense. But that's going to be the more popular dialect. Some people speak Fanti, some people speak Takoradi, or I can't remember. No, Takoradi is a city. I can't remember what the other ones are, but there's a few of them. But Chi's where both my parents speak. Held as
So
well.
wait, are your people like the Crow? The Crow in
The,
the States helped Custer and the government scout other natives,
I
and
wouldn't put it
so there's
past. Like I
still
wouldn't be
beef to
surprised
this
because
day.
I wouldn't be surprised because I'd otherwise be American. Like my parents came here like my parents flew here, so the Ashanti tribe.
Bougie.
I think they're the ones that kind of got to stay. Um, but also they were
Guys,
the
Kofi's
warrior tribe.
literally an African prince.
But also like they were the warrior tribe too. So I'm like, okay, so who did they fight then if they were part of? I don't know. I got to do a little bit more digging in that. Like I don't want to necessarily say anything that is completely historically inaccurate. But like if you go, like when you're in Accra, you can go and see the shore where they would ship off slaves to. Like there's still boats and shit there. The boats are destroyed, but like there's still remnants of like what was kind of there. That was weird when I came over and saw folks were anti-brand, but in the tech niche, there's always way more product reviews versus skill on art-based work. Yeah, tech, like, let me loose on a couple iPhone videos. Watch what happens. You know what? And I thought about this too, and I wonder what you guys think about this. Consumer technology, iPhones, laptops, smartwatches, that sort of thing. Is that something the film community, like the camera community, I guess, is not interested in? Yeah, I don't have a real gun. I'm diaspora. I'm full upfront about that, Pack. Don't get it twisted for 1 second. I do not have good chi beside a continental Ghanaian. It's not saying that she, well, yeah, it's fine. That's totally fine. I'm fully aware I'm from Canada. But yeah, sorry, there's 80 languages in Ghana. I'm sorry. I was told there was 10 or 11, and some of them are dialects off of the main language. My mistake. So, see? You learn something new every day.
Kofi, you might be interested in this. I know you're trying to go through chats, but I might go to my reservation and share my whole story of blood quantum and the drama happening in the indigenous community and stuff. But trying to do it within a camera video. Don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, but basically like a mini doc on my
Okay.
bloodline. But
Damn.
while reviewing the Eterna. So we'll see if it comes together. They literally just text or email me the shipping, the tracking number for the Eterna.
For the Eterna? I'm glad that
Yeah.
thing's making its rounds. Apparently in Canada you can't do it because the retail stores don't have the approval for the rental or something like that. Because I asked the retail store and they're like, "Yeah, we won't do."
I think the firmwares are technically still beta, so I think they're still being a little bit cagey with it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to close that, but
there's so many launch day iCrap videos who just get lost. I mean, yes, but I think it also would be kind of fun. Like, I don't want to always kind of save the artistic juice. And also, there might be some cool ideas, like with iPhones and stuff, that I wouldn't be opposed to it. Hang on 1 second. I think I'm caught up. Mac, your father's from Uganda. Mac is the most interesting man on YouTube. There's a new fact about Mac that I learn almost every stream. One of the ones that went here after Pakistan India partition. Oh, okay. Oh. Wait, so Pakistani people after partition went to Africa? Which would it, like, I don't know if that was on my bingo card, to be honest with you. Why do you guys think camera brands seem to be moving? Well, hang on a sec. There's another, this is one of the stream chats that gets caught up. Why do you think that camera brands seem to be moving more and more towards sharp and clinical 6K, 7K, 8K, 12K? Who wants that? I think that's the same thing as when we went from 1080p to 4K. I think we had the same conversation back then, to be honest with you. I think it's just the next thing up, right? When we had 8-bit color, no one really had a problem, and then we had 10-bit, and we're like, why do we need raw? I'm like, well, 10-bit's great. If I can do raw, give me raw.
Do you know what I don't get though? Is how people are saying, "Oh, the Lumix is too sharp and the Sony's too sharp." I'm like, what? Where is this coming from? Like resolution sure can make it sharp, but have you tried maybe not using a clinical lens?
Yep.
I don't get why people are complaining that, oh, that sensor's too sharp. I'm like, what? What?
I only heard about the sharpness on the S1 when someone told it to me. I only realized it, I think, when I did the Nikon ZR beside the S1 and I'm like, well, that makes sense. There's no sharpening on raw footage. So when you put them beside each other, one looks sharper than the other. I'm like, oh, that makes total sense. Rabin, hey,
Yeah,
hey,
I
chill.
don't get it.
So Rabin asked us a little while ago about our opinions on the GFX 100 Mark II. For me, that's my Cadillac of medium format cameras. Cam has different opinions on his favorite medium format, but I love the GFX 100 too, with that 55 millimeter f 1.7.
I like it, but I don't like that Fuji abandons their design language for their GFX series. I do have the RF though, and it's garbage, but I like it.
I have the RF. It's garbage, but I like it. Is honestly kind of how I feel about a lot of cameras this year. It's like I wouldn't recommend this to somebody else. You know, it's like an ugly dog, but it's my ugly dog.
Yeah.
To quote
it's like
Cam,
ugly babies.
you might get someone. You might get that Jake Paul treatment. You got to be careful. To quote Cam, oh, what the hell just happened? Okay, so the whole chat just disappeared. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, it's still up for me. Oh, yeah, now it's off. Oh, what is that?
Where is it?
What are you doing?
Where is it? I don't know where it is.
It's off the stream, but I still see it on YouTube.
Removed from broadcast. Why can't I see my chats are gone now? I don't know what happened to them. To quote Cam, why do you need colors? We made movies in black and white. That should be sufficient.
I don't get it, but okay.
I think he's kind of making the joke of like, why do we want clinical lenses? Hang on one second. I think I found it. I found the chat. I found it.
Yeah, I've been trying to get the Swatch band on this whole time.
Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to get this chat smaller.
Treadmill.
Once I get to 2 hours, I think I'll call it at 2 hours. That's pretty good. How many steps am I at?
Yeah, I'm
about 4 miles in. Oh, it started all over again. Okay, it turns out my treadmill starts all over again at 90 minutes. Oh, no, never mind. I lied. So I'm at 10,000 steps. There we go. Just like that. We got a live stream in, got a couple super chats, got my 10,000 steps in. I still got to do my upper day today. I got my high rock stuff before I go on my flight. It's that easy, guys. Just you have an aunt in Kenya. Mac, I didn't know. You know what I do? I know a lot of people that are from like India, Pakistan, that have family that are in either, it's not Uganda, not Kenya, Tanzania. I know a lot of like Indian people that like live in Tanzania, and I don't know if that has to do with the partition stuff, but the chat flew off the side. But yeah, no, to the 6K, 7K, 8K thing, it's the same conversation as 4K, just bigger. The same conversations going from 8-bit to 10-bit, just bigger. So, and if if a camera manufacturer can do it, and it's not going to cost me extra money, I'll take it. You mean like this? The idea of like rejecting against camera features when the camera doesn't cost you extra money to put the features in is something that's confusing. That's kind of my confusion with OpenGate, where I'm like, hang on a second, I could shoot in my 16, 17 by 9, 422 modes, and I get a 3x2 mode. Why would I be mad at that? That'd be like if I just gave Cam $50, he's not going to give it back to me because money's overrated. He's going to keep the $50.
I'm going to start doing a campaign on anti 120 frames per second. Nobody needs that. Brands shouldn't be putting that. Why would brands do that? That's overrated.
I'm
You
gonna
guys
start.
see how stupid that sounds?
It's a weird. It does sound weird.
I
I'm not
know.
gonna lie to you. When I try to explain this to people that like aren't on YouTube but also know enough about cameras, I watched one of the interns at the rental shop. She came outside and she was asking about OpenGate because she's not up to date on YouTube or anything like that. And like it was funny in real time. She was realizing how the OpenGate discussion doesn't make any sense because she came out and she was like, "Hey, what's this OpenGate thing about?" I'm like, "Oh, it does like you could reframe for anamorphics because there's anamorphics in the rental shop, or you could recrop if you have vertical deliverables because like everyone in the commercial space is asking for vertical deliverables." And then she's like, well, then yeah, why would I want a camera that doesn't do that? That doesn't make any sense. Why would I not want the thing? She's like, well, I almost bought an FX3, but if it's going to cost me $5,500 and I can't do that, why would I do that? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. She's like, yeah, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like a company should take away a feature. And like as she's saying, I'm like, yep, keep going. You're coming to the same place we all are at, and we all don't know. And it was funny just watching that in real time. Someone be like, what the hell is going on?
At the gym now on the treadmill because they all hell yeah.
Hey, you know what? If I could be a fitness influencer that's not a fitness influencer, if I could be a fitness influencer and I don't have to take steroids, let's
Yeah,
go.
not like Terry. Yeah.
That's crazy work. If that's the case, you should get his money back. Better have that 90-day return policy.
Someone clip this and we'll post this for Terry.
You know what I thought about? Because some of the videos I want to do, I'm gonna try to like instead of trying to make everything an individual video, because like I mentioned, I was trying to post a little less. Almost having a clips channel where like parts of videos are the clips. So for example, I have the Action 6 video, and I was gonna talk about like image quality, the 8K, and all the other stuff. But I have a section where I talk about my favorite accessories. Instead of making that a whole separate video, I'm gonna make like a clips channel and then just clip that timestamp. Because everyone thinks about podcast channels doing it that way. And I'm like, well, what if you do that to your videos that are just sectioned?
I zoned out.
I know. Your ADD got you. No, it was close to the you don't need the open data argument. He also went, oh, yeah. So that was the Almanac's talking about when you made a joke about the medicine thing where someone's like, we don't need open gate. He's like, yeah. So I guess we don't need medicine either because it's offered to us. I was like,
oh, yeah.
What filter do you guys recommend? I've heard things about the Glimmer glass, but anything else you guys like? Right now, I'm using the Short Stash Everyday Filter. I've been using it for 11 months now. It's been on this camera for 11 months. So I'll show you what I mean. This is if you have darker skin and you have a key light. So right now, my key light's over here. And the circular polarizer filter lifts my shadows, but like smooths out skin tones. Watch this. Now I look like a glassy, plastically messed. But
look oily.
Protect my highlights, shit's gone.
Crazy.
And that's what I actually look like. Because like with darker skinned people, what ends up happening is that the IRE coming from a light transitioning to your face is so far apart that it just looks like glass or plastic if you're not using the proper lens, or if you're just like honestly if you're using any lens. A circular polarizer protects those highlights and brings those details down. So anyone with darker skin, if you're working with a younger subject, anything like that, get yourself one of these guys.
I will say in films, I absolutely love when there's a like real dark complexion and you see those reflections, like those saturated, like you can see the blue sky reflecting off their skin and stuff. Absolutely love that. But I'm curious how often they use polarizers for like black actors and stuff in Hollywood. It's probably more than we assume. Mondo's in the chat. What up, Mondo?
Red. What's wrong with the S12 shooting 4K? I do it all the time. Is there issues? Have you having issues on 4K?
No, those aren't.
That's new to me. Cam making his treadmill squeak. See, now it's your turn.
It's my flip flops. Yeah, I don't know what.
You know what? I had another joke there.
No comment.
Tabletop / product videographers will be mad about 120 frames a second claim right now. Yeah, facts. They're all going to throw their probe lenses against the wall in frustration. I was also born in London and my brother was born here. Mac is literally saying, so Mac, you're Indian Pakistani. Your parents are from Uganda and Kenya, but you live in London. That's insane work.
Mac is a human rainbow.
Yeah, that's wild. My parents are born in Ghana, then they moved to Canada. The end. That's it. Apparently, there's some Chinese person in our family somehow, but I don't know how the hell they got there. So, and I've never seen them. Someone just told me that, and I'm like, I'll take it at face value, I guess.
Element Ox's chat. Kofi 100% ashy.
Yeah, see, it's an anti-ashy filter. It's a cocoa
That's
butter
funny.
filter. But no, seriously, if you have a chelate that's close to your subject and they're darker skinned, you guys know this. It creates this like weird plasticky look, and it's not cool. And if you want to save those highlights, source that 70 filter.
Brother, how
Imagine
long
calling
have we
someone a
been
bozo
streaming
because they
for?
want 120 frames a second. I would never do such a thing. Armando. I would never do such a thing. Also, I'm at like 11,000 steps. I'm gonna put my my treadmill down from 2.5 to 2.
I'm starting to mess up my back from walking in these sandals. I fucked up.
I went in socks. I just got
Oh,
my
you
socks on.
ghetto.
Got a nice clean pair of socks.
Kofi ghetto with it.
CP Mist is awesome. I have one myself. Mac, I have 9 of them. I have 9 CP. I have 2 58s. I have 2 62s, and then I have one in every other filter thread.
I
I got
have a short stash glued in my Q343.
Oh, that probably looks fire too. I'm gonna try to get one on the GFX with the 5517.
I've been using Film Convert's Hazy plugin way more now though.
How was that?
And I use this. Oh, it's dope. I use the smoke setting because it adds almost like an atmosphere haze rather than a diffusion. I personally kind of hate diffusion most of the time. Even though I am working on my own diffusion filter. I won't say with who, but we might abandon it. I'm not sure yet. But
I want to do my own one day.
I want to do the RO luster type look. I would love to be able to recreate that in every lens.
I'm trying to create a couple. I want to try to create a couple tools for like specifically working with melanated skin, which is kind of why I want to like. I'm going to probably go to Ghana a couple times this year and work with a couple. I want to work with a couple creators that are based out of there and try to develop something cool.
That would be dope.
Hang on a second. Would I get the same effect just using a black mist 1/8 and a VND CPL? Maybe yes, maybe no. I think the hard part with that is you're putting 2 pieces of glass on top of each other, and then black mist, and then how that reacts with light. That's gonna kind of be a little bit varied. You
Wait,
say I have done
sponsored
7
with Tiffin?
No, I haven't. I haven't really communicated with Tiffin in a while.
I personally hate Tiffin filters a lot of the times because there's a lot of reflections. Like, you know how you get on your iPhone? They have trash coatings. Right? I don't even know if they have coatings on their filters. But I stopped using Tiffin filters because the light reflections and what's the word? Jesus, the flaring and all that. It drives me crazy. So I think the short stash. I haven't seen any of that on the short stash or Polar Pro shit.
No, I keep that short stash. Like the thing is, as long as you keep like my short stash filters, if I keep them clean, like I put them in the case when I'm done with them, and I don't let them like get banged up, they actually look pretty good.
Refractions, yeah.
Refraction. There you go.
Kofi, if you released a filter kit for like black creators and stuff, what would you call it? Because that would be
the melanation filter kit, bro. The melanated filter kit, bro. What do you mean? It would honestly be circular polarizers, NDs with circles in them. Something very similar to like a short stash, maybe like a little bit more subtle on the mist side of things. I think the short stash is 1/4. Like I'd even have like a 1/8 with a circular polarizer. Probably something like that. Honestly,
I got so many jokes I'm not saying right now, but
hey, don't do it. You say do a melanated skin video. I've done 7 of them. But I am gonna like so. I don't. You guys probably don't follow him if you're not on Instagram. Flowshop is he's based in Ghana. He's a DP and a photographer. And we already have set up like this big fashion shoot that we want to do in Jamestown, and I'm gonna do my. I think it's gonna be called like your guide to darker skin tones. I'm gonna cover lighting, exposure, color grading, and filtration, and even maybe a couple lenses. Melanated skin filter kit plus diversity autofocus mode equals profit. Hey, you know what? If Lumix wants to be the camera brand for black people, which actually, you know what? When I think about it, that's a good fit. Got that urban autofocus. You get you get every single feature at an affordable price. because my people don't like to spend a lot of money on stuff if I know I can
I
get it
gotta
better
I gotta
somewhere.
claim I gotta claim something while we're live. When
What's
we
up?
were in Austin and they said the urban autofocus, I was like, "You mean like the ghetto autofocus?" And then Kofi took that,
No, I
and then
said
he's been getting
DEI.
credit.
No. I said the DEI
No,
autofocus.
I
And you know
said it
what? I
first.
said it because if you said it, they'd get mad at you.
Well,
You
that's why I
couldn't. You
whispered
couldn't.
it to
You
you and
couldn't.
Terry.
You couldn't. I was the only one that could say that, and they would allow me to still stay at the trip.
Yeah.
If you
That's why I
imagine
whispered to you guys.
you said it. Imagine you said it. And seeing Sean up there
I
being
think
like, I'm about to get fired for this shit. This is crazy. Hey Kofi, I
Terry gave
did
me the
watch all your
pass.
videos on C80. Let me ask you, if you have the C70, would you trade the C70 to get the C80? Or keep the C70 and get the C50? I have a lot of lenses, Sigma Prime F12. Okay, hang on a second. So would you rather sell? I would keep. Oh, that's actually kind of hard. Because I would get a C50. Honestly, like if I was in a position where I was when I needed to buy an FX3 and the C50 existed, I would have bought a C50 any day. I would say if you could rock C70 and C50, I wouldn't be mad at that. Those jokes are for the group chat. There's a lot of jokes that are for the group chat that we don't say.
Yep.
There's a lot of jokes for the group chat. Oh, and a split diopter. I got to get on some of those too. I want to get some of those like handheld diopter filters. Melanated filter. Oh, I got that. Benjamin, what's going on? Ben, if you haven't seen me or Cam on Threads, it's because we both deleted it months ago. I know that you're on Threads sometimes, and you're like one of the few people I remember that's on there. We both deleted the app, and I think I finally found a way to deactivate my account. I deleted the app, and like it kept reposting my Instagram reels, but I got rid of the whole thing a couple days ago. But I haven't used it since
It's a
September.
bummer. Threads was so dope when it first came out.
Started
It
off
was so
hot.
supportive and positive.
Started off
Yeah, and
hot.
then it just quickly turned into Twitter.
Well, it just became creators like bullying each other into thinking the same, and I was like, I ain't want nothing to do with this.
And I'm also too unfiltered to be on there.
Yeah. My thing was like I would read something and I would read it from certain creators, and I'm like, I know you're not consistent on that opinion because when shoes on the other foot, you do the entire opposite. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna get involved in that. I'm gonna just leave because it's not like I used to say this before. I'm like, I'm not letting my black crack off of some camera shit.
Yeah. I'll let that back crack though. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm gonna keep my shit to myself. You know what, Cam? I'm gonna keep my shit to myself. So Kobe's filters fix Canon's issues. Hey, my filters can't fix autofocus. Okay, so okay, sorry. Actually, I always did wonder this, so I hope you get where I'm coming from. But in your A75 video, you showed Armando's interview, and something felt off about Armando just caved to the reps. Oh, I think you've asked this question before. Maybe it was cut out, and there is no slight to Armando, but I wish it understood on camera. Yeah, you're not going to do that into a rep's face though, because you don't like. That's not you guys are both media preps for this, right? Wanting someone to kind of tee off on a rep when it's not necessarily their responsibility for a feature being added or not added is generally unprofessional, even if you don't agree with the person. Like, I'm sure Armando's feelings about OpenGate and all that stuff is the same, but like, I'm not going to go and scream at a rep on my YouTube channel because it doesn't sell anything. It won't make OpenGate happen anymore. Where at the same time, it's not going to, like, there's no positive to come out of that outside of the audience being like, yeah, you gave him a piece of your mind. And I'm like, that doesn't do anything for anybody. So,
yeah. And the hard part is Jay's also probably just doing his job.
Yes.
And saying what he's been told to say. He's just
one thing
a face for a brand.
Yeah. Like
the brand.
One thing I'd like to say on YouTube, and I think sometimes this happens, it's not you say, not at all, but I think sometimes people think like almost that like people on YouTube are customer service workers at Walmart and they have a return to make. Where like you just say anything, and I'm like, you can't just do that. Like you could still get a point across and be professional at the same time, and I think that's why.
I'm about to hit 500 calories.
I think I'm well above now, which I'm good with. I could use a calorie loss. I'm good. Also, I'm glad people stopped making those set your zebras to 70% for good skin tone videos. Smack my head every time. See, that was so. This is where I think my first skin tone video got a lot of traction because I was like, hey, everyone that tells you that advice is only for one skin tone, and it's not this one. Because if I set this to 70%, I'm gonna look like this. Let me do it again. Let me hit that one time. I'm gonna look like that. I don't want to look like that.
Just looking like
45 to 50 IRE for most camera senses. If you're shooting in RAW, you have a little bit more flexibility.
Ooh,
So by
Mondo
opening the
just dropped some info.
oh, let's just say OpenGate isn't coming anytime soon, which is why I sold all my Sony gear. You guys are gonna have to be real nice with six. Maybe like, can we get like a 4x3?
All
Um,
right, these dogs keep trying to hop on this treadmill because it's feeding time. So I'm gonna dip off. I'm gonna let Kofi wrap up his own
yeah,
live here.
I got like 10 more
But
minutes, 15. I'll finish the chats up.
love you guys, appreciate you guys, and thanks for being part of the community.
Treadmill streams, two birds, one
This is
stone.
it.
This is the future.
Everybody go use my affiliate link and then come on to my live stream and let's act like we started this.
Cam, I'm gonna leak the group chat.
Oh, never mind. This is all Kofi's his thing. I started anamorphics, Kofi started treadmills. We gotta combine them. Next stream, anamorphic, treadmills.
I got you on that. All right, say less.
Peace, y'all.
All right, later. All right, I'm gonna wrap up some of the. I'm gonna get through all the chats, and then I'm also I gotta just go to the gym. I gotta do that. I can't just do cardio all day. This is barely cardio. This is just activity. Honestly, I'm about to delete threads. Every time I post, I just get such toxic replies. All I want is on. Yeah, I'm not. Threads is just a cesspool, and I think for a long time it was like a cesspool that like I couldn't get away from because you kind of like sometimes you just have smoke that day for random strangers. And then I thought about it, and then I realized how like loser behavior that is. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not. I'm gonna just take myself out of it, man. Cam about to get too familiar. Cam sometimes does get too familiar, and I gotta like rein his ass back and be like, hey, slow down. You can't be saying those kind of things. What is the alternative to X? Because generally unbearable. Honestly, I got off both. I'm gonna like 2026. I'm gonna be on Instagram, YouTube. That's it. Like I've deleted threads. I'm trying to delete my X. That sounds terrible. I'm trying to delete X. I got to figure out a way to delete my account. And then nothing else, man. I'm just gonna be up on here. What I want someone to say in like a Threads Twitter type format, I'll just post it on my community. Or I'll just post on Instagram. Like I don't know. I'm like I like talking about tech, cameras, filmmaking, lighting, all the other stuff. I just don't like fighting about it. And I find that on those platforms is where people go to fight, and I don't care. So if I want to maintain my mental health and still make content, I'm just gonna get off those things. But yo, I'll be done hop on live stream in the new year. So here's the thing, Ben, if you're getting on the stream, if anyone's getting on the stream, you got to be on a treadmill. That's how we do it in 2026. We're getting in shape, which means that we have to have an elevated activity level. So that means if you're going to come on the stream, you better be buying one of these treadmills. That's the only way you're going to get on here. People are just looking for creators to show their bias when there's not. They're humans with opinions and obligation relationship. Read between the lines. If people get paid free stuff, read between the lines. I'm so confused. Too many platforms. Yeah, I honestly 2026. I'm just gonna focus on two. They might be slightly biased by everyone for the most part. Are honest, real people. Yeah, most people on YouTube are pretty honest people, man. Like even if there's things that people fundamentally disagree on, I'm done on the treadmill. I've been on this for like 2 hours. Most people are pretty honest people. Even people you disagree with, they're not nefarious in any way. I would say the camera like industry, not camera industry, the camera like creator space is probably the more honestly by far probably the more honest space on social media because like most like there's not that much to be gained. Like there's no one making millions of dollars on here. People play it honest. People have differing opinions, but for the most part, everyone's pretty much who they are. Let's just say open. Oh yeah, you said that. Armando, damn. Later, Cam. Armando, appreciate you, Cam. I left Threads too. Same IG, YouTube for me. Yeah, I'm just gonna like if I'm gonna stay true to like focusing on just creating, then I'm just gonna stay off of platforms that don't require you to create, right? Like if I want to just focus on like doing photo and doing video, doing it on Threads does nothing for me, and it's never netted me anything positive. So like, Mondo, link is in the description, top there, top shelf. Done. Got one in the office somewhere. Look at this imaginary treadmill count. No, imaginary treadmill don't count. You got to have a treadmill in the building. That's the only way you guys are gonna get on the stream. Keep your X so someone else doesn't steal your name. If someone wants, oh, you know what? That does prevent people from like pretending to be me. That's fair. I got one of those treadmills. The only way I'm allowing people on this stream is if you are on a treadmill during the stream. because I want everyone. Because you know what the best part is? My mood after spending 2 hours on this thing, excellent, excellent. I'm in an excellent mood. Like I got this. I got like what I think three, one, two, three. I got three voiceover sections for my A75S12 video. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna come back. Um, and I'm gonna hit it from there, and then I'll be able to do this. The link takes me to a bunch of treadmills, not the specific one you're using. Oh, random. Okay, I'll fix that. I'll fix it by the end of the stream. It should be. I'll use Kobe's affiliate link during your live stream, Cam. Let's go. Mac Chaudhry, let's go. Terry arrived. Terry, you got to get a desk treadmill. I just got off mine because I'm going to get off the stream in a couple seconds. But in order to get on the stream, the new rules, you have to be on the desk treadmill because we want to get our steps in while we're also talking shit about cameras. I just got the S12 tonight. Oh, let's go. Ben, spend some time with your autofocusing settings because if you're new to it, I don't think you are. I don't think you're new to Lumix at all. But if you are new to the Lumix system, you might want to spend a little bit of time on the autofocusing because when you dial your settings, then it works really well. But the defaults aren't great. Also, get Lumix Lab. That was one thing that was underrated. Dude, I'm not getting a desk treadmill. Why not? You'll drink coffees at 12:30 a.m. on a Wednesday, but a treadmill, a walking pad, a little treadmill is too much. Stop that, Terry. Does a walking pad count? Yeah, that works as long as you are moving while you're on stream. I know I'm not. I've been on here for 2 hours. 100%. Speaking of fighting, you all seen the new Street Fighter? Yes, I did. And at first I was skeptical, and now I'm kind of a believer. He waited for Cam to leave. Yeah, I feel like Cam and Terry like tagged each other in. Cam on the treadmill was AI generated. Don't kill me. I already do enough cardio. Then just set it to like 2 miles, bro. Set it to like 2 miles an hour and just walk. That's how we do it. We're encouraging healthy lifestyle. So unless you are going to do your cardio on the stream, get a walking pad. Even if it's like a mile an hour, don't matter. We're gonna walk and talk. Neither Millimeter Fields was said yesterday. Cocoa butter. I feel like that'd be cool. I think like a varying degree, like a circular polarizer kind of set with hard stop NDs. I don't really know how you do that because circular polarizer and hard stop NDs I don't think mix. But I think that'd be cool. And when I become a big YouTuber like all the other guys, I would do it. Excited to try my Z Fold as a monitor. How many of y'all use your phones as monitors? Because someone brought that up in my A7 V video, and I was very confused because I've never wanted to use my cell phone as a monitor, but apparently it's a thing. Is there a story behind Cam Mackey catching a stray on the A7 V video? No, there's no story. If you ever pay attention to me, Cam, and Terry's videos, we throw strays at each other all the time, and we'll get each other back months later. I've had one for 1.5 years. I'm down. Let's go. Is the Ninja V dead? I don't think so, but I don't need mine particularly anymore, honestly, because all my cameras have internal RAW. So like that was one of the big reasons why I got it. So like I can get thinner monitors. So thank you. Street Fighter looks dumb and fun, and I'm here for watching someone beat up the toughest enemies in all gaming. Oh, goddamn. Yeah, I honestly, Street Fighter I think was the first thing I was like, I don't know about that, but now it's I don't know. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be like a fun bad video, like or a fun bad movie. Like if it's not good, then it'll be fun, which I'm okay with. I do miss Armando Canon videos. Armando, bring it back. Get that C400, bro. As a photos monitor sometimes as part of my minimal travel kit. Okay, perfect. Haven't tried it yet. But the S12 plus USB threaded phone equals practically no latency, something to consider. Yeah, I did. Lumix Flow has an app for that, which is actually really dope. Terry literally hates Cam. Terry hates Cam so much he waited until he left to get on the stream. I'm reviewing the C50 one day. When Armando says he's reviewing the C50, like you'll see that review in like May 2026, maybe. Subscribe to Black Friday. I haven't done anything with it. Hey, Mac, once you get on there, bro, get that walking pad, walk and talk streams. But speaking of which, I also have to now go to the gym. I said I was going to do that, but I was going to do my cardio. So we did about an hour. The steps are gone. But when I left, we did about an hour and a half. No, 2 hours actually. So 2 hours and 4 minutes. Stopped 10 minutes ago. and about 11,000, 13,000 steps, thinking like that. So we got some steps in. We got ourselves in. I'm gonna try to get these last chats out, but I am gonna go. I got an upper day today, and then I got to fly out tomorrow. So thanks for a great stream. Terry hates Cam as much as he hates properly sized shirts. Terry wears Cam size shirts. That's why. My experience with the S12A was not great. Really wanted to work and switch to Sony. It was a tough time. Yeah, Graham, you gotta. I would say try to experiment with some of the settings. I think Vu has a video on the autofocusing settings, but like when I use the defaults, they weren't great. I've been using the S12, the S1R2 the whole time on this, but you got to dial in those autofocusing settings, or you're gonna have a bad time. Bye, everyone. Happy Christmas. Yeah, I'm gonna be gone. I may have a morning stream tomorrow because I'm gonna do some more cardio in the morning. But I fly out to Vancouver tomorrow, so you won't see me streaming because I can't be on a treadmill. I can't take this on the plane. But I am gonna go home or go to the gym. So I'll see you guys later. Deuces.